Attack!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Smack Attack, or shall I call it the Smack Attack Extra. I am your host, Jimmy T. He is my co-host, R to the B to the V, and our special guest is none other than Whoop Whoop himself, Brandon. Welcome, Brandon, to the Smack Attack Extra. Dude, how are you, man? How's things? And have you enjoyed this big, huge weekend of professional wrestling?
Overall, this has actually been a very enjoyable weekend. You know, as we were talking off the air, for the most part, it seems like everybody kind of stepped their game up, knowing that all eyes are on them, and they kind of had a market to overcome and make themselves stand out. And I think, for the most part, a lot of people tonight or this weekend did a great job.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree with you on that, Rick. I can see you driving and driving all the way back here on the Smack Attack. Dude, we're on the home stretch. We've done how many hours of friggin' wrestling and podcasting, but we're back once again. There's no sleep for the week, put it that way.
Like I say, yeah, this on the home stretch is fueled. We got Pepsi filler there. I'm doing the do, and I'm ready to do it with oi. Let's go! We got Jimmy T and Brandon. Yeah, couldn't ask for a better duo to be on the home stretch here. But I tell you what, always waiting on a woman. And boy, did those ladies absolutely deliver after a Wrestle Christmas in July. I mean, we had every promotion, nearly every promotion. Well, every promotion was represented. TNA was just peppered in there. But we had everybody representing. As Brandon said, for the most part, everybody stepping up, bringing that A game, wanting to shine the brightest on this big wrestling weekend. And that's what it's about here on our Smack Attack Sunday night special. We're going to touch a little bit on everything throughout the weekend, but we're going to deep dive into Saturday night's main event, and then especially into what we all just witnessed, the ladies stepping up, bringing it, knocking it out of the park there with Evolution.
Man, I'm going to say it, and I said it off the air, but call me crazy, but the Women's Evolution PLE for me was the show of the weekend. I said it. I enjoyed Saturday night's main event. I somewhat enjoyed All In, somewhat. And when I say somewhat, 9 hours, stop it. Just leave me alone. Like, did you know, Rick, I watched the post press conference after the wreckage that we did this morning.
You hit the AEW scrum?
Oh, yeah. I hit the AEW scrum, and guess how long that went for?
I saw the highlights of that. Was it a 2 more hours?
2.5 fucking more hours of AEW, bro.
So
how do you go from 8 hours to fucking
AEW went, so let's see, just with the AEW brand, that would have put them at 9 hours?
Yes.
9 and a half hours.
Just about, bro. Like, come on, man. We've got lives.
Well, Jimmy, you had mentioned it, and we'll quickly touch on it here. But before the close, I do want to open to see where we stand before we have this great in-depth conversation about the weekend. Jimmy, you're giving your nod right now to Evolution, edging out All In.
I'm telling you, I
Brandon,
truly believe that.
Where are you sitting at right now for your hat tip for best event? Who delivered the most this weekend?
For the best overall event, I got to give it to Evolution.
We go 2-2 for the ladies. I am going to tend to agree with you guys. I thought it was so close, so close with AEW again. I think it was one of the best production events that I have seen from AEW. They absolutely stepped up and delivered in a big moment when there was so many doubters out there. If they could deliver inside of that stadium show, their biggest domestic event in the company's young history, it looked terrific. It looked big time. There wasn't any major mistakes. They knew how to shoot it, so the place looked packed. They paid off a lot of storytelling. You could tell the talents went out there and absolutely worked their asses off. I was talking to Jimmy before you joined us, Brandon, before we hit that play button there in the comparisons, and we'll hold up a little bit in here, but it's a little difficult to just line up the different events and try to measure who was a little bit better here, because there's some things, if that's your flavor of wrestling, then absolutely you're going to edge towards AEW. If you do want a little bit more of a classic, then maybe some of the WWE events are going to sway you over there. But we're going to jump into it here. We're going to run it down, talk a little bit about them all, but deep dive into a few others. I would like to mention here, this big weekend started back on Friday night. Jimmy and I talked about some of the big things with SmackDown there. We'll talk about those when we get into Saturday's main event and Evolution, but I do want to give a hat tip there. It was a fun event. I caught it yesterday morning. I wish I could see more of it. I wish the distribution was a little better. It was just more available out there, and that's Ring of Honor. Did you guys get to see anything from the Ring of Honor event this weekend?
No, unfortunately, I haven't myself, but I mean, I can watch it if I did want to watch it, but it's just too much, Rick.
With so much going on, and we don't have a show that covers it. Brandon, did you get to see anything there? I thought you say nodding your head no.
No, I didn't. Yeah, this was a super busy weekend for me.
Actually, Rick, fun fact before you continue, I was meant to be the Ring of Honor guy for HMG, and I did 2 episodes, and it was me and Jeff, and it was a new show on Channel Attitude, and we both gave up, like, fuck this after 2 weeks. I kid you not, and I said to Ben, I'm sorry, man, but it's tough. You know what I mean? Watching Ring of Honor.
Historically, going back before the sale, before the shutdown, Jargo and I with Hitting the Marks and through our HMG ties, we had a great working relationship with Ring of Honor. The talents were ready, available to us. We interviewed a number of them regularly on the show. Many of them that have gone on to have great success inside of WWE. I was always a big supporter of Ring of Honor, so I have a bunch of my Ring of Honor gear. I think, as AEW is with that brand itself, it seems to find a little bit of groove moving forward. And that is an issue. It's not the same, but there is an identity with it. It's just unfortunate that there's not a larger platform or an easier way for people to get to it. And I'm hoping maybe in the next year that maybe Tony dedicates a little more attention towards it and tries to find a distribution outlet. You got to believe if TNA can go out there and find a major deal. I know, Brandon, you guys have been covering this extensively. You kind of got your finger on that pulse a little more than Jimmy and I. But if TNA can find a home like that, why can't Tony work some kind of deal somewhere to get Ring of Honor out there a little bit more?
I mean, he's got the connections. He's mad at selling the product.
He's got the money, the connections. As you said there, Brandon, it's about just getting out there, pushing and selling that product. But I didn't want to leave them out here. It was a fun show to watch. There's a lot of great talents there in Ring of Honor. It's just unfortunate, when they do bring them up to AEW, they kind of do them a disservice. I would really like, even during Dynamite, during Collision, they have enough time. Cut some time off of matches or something like that and give us an inside look, an honor report each week. That's just a real quick 2 to 5 minutes that recaps what's going on there and actually how we can find it right now. And maybe some people will get interested a little bit, and it will light a little bit of a fire and, get some interest behind that product. But Ring of Honor, all the talents that did everything there, thank you as well for being part of this blockbuster weekend as they kick things off there Friday night with their Super Card of Honor. We'll switch gears Saturday morning. Hey, we were up bright and early. As we said, Jimmy and I hit the play button at 11 a.m. for the Smack Attack Hype Show. We had a lot of fun with that. That led into an afternoon there. We did a full coverage. Actually, I'm going to start here on this. We'll wait on it. We did a full coverage records on it, but I'm going to wait so it's to talk a little bit more about AEW All In. Let's first talk about Great American Bash, NXT from, what was it, the first stage there in Atlanta.
There's only like 500 people apparently there, right?
Or center stage, I think it is.
It's center stage. That's what it is. Center stage. Front, center, whatever. Same. You know what I'm saying. Thank you, Brandon. Center stage there from Atlanta. Hey, a big weekend for WWE in Atlanta. A big hot Atlanta takeover, turning up the heat there. them and Beyonce sharing center stage down there. And hey, you know what though? Across the board, WWE crowds, I know they were struggling a little bit. They were getting knocked for maybe not moving as many tickets, but they stepped up in that home stretch there, filled those buildings. But NXT, if there's a disappointment, there's a letdown from this weekend, Shawn Michaels, you and your crew, it's on you. You guys phoned it in. That was god awful what they gave us from Great American Bash on Saturday afternoon. That was maybe qualified as a piss poor CW show. Your thoughts, Brandon, on it or anything?
I did not get to catch any of it, unfortunately. I didn't watch any. I kind of read the results.
Okay. Well, so you've got PLE here. They're doing a contract signing for a TNA championship for that pay-per-view next week. Save that shit for television. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, thank you for making that 2.5 hours of my life somewhat enjoyable, but the rest of it seemed completely phoned in. Stupid skits, tons of commercials. Jimmy, your thoughts on NXT there?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to watch it either. And after what you told me, I wasn't motivated to
I didn't sell you
it.
on it. All right, I didn't sell
you. Didn't.
I'm just going to go
So
watch this 2.5 hour scrum over here of just the AEW guys talking. So, but you're going to get a full breakdown of all that expert insight from Big Ray and the Vet coming up this Wednesday on Next Level as they talk all things there. NXT, also the tie-in with TNA wrestling tomorrow night during Raw. But 9:30, you guys go. Impact Attack. All the latest updates from Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. You get the TNA, the Total Nonstop analysis from Brandon and the Vet there. So make sure you check that out here on the channel. All right, gentlemen, let's spin. We did a complete review. Jimmy and I had the opportunity to sit down with the Vet, get some of his expert insight into All In. Brandon, I'll start with you to get your takes, and we'll see, Jimmy, if you've had some things change or sway. But Brandon, you hosted last night, man. Kudos to you, brother. Kudos to you, brother. I don't know how the hell you did this. You went on after we did the Saturday Night Live's main event live watch along. You did a replay watch along about 10:30, and you got the entire All In Texas in on the late night, brother.
It helps being able to find a replay feed that has you can speed it up like at 1.5 times.
That's nice. Okay.
That was funny because I could hear it and it was kind of weird, like in the chat. So hearing it fast.
So Brandon, Jimmy and I have been able to share our overall impressions. You know, again, for me, the production, the stadium, all that looked great. What were your major talking points, thinking points about the overall show from All In?
If this was supposed to be AEW's WrestleMania, I thought from top to bottom, production, performance, and just overall effort, yeah, this was AEW's WrestleMania. Now,
their biggest show of the year.
Now, did it go a little bit long? Yeah.
Now, Jimmy and I were talking about this last night on the watch along, and this was a perfect opportunity because, you know, inside the wrestling community, we love the idea of the promotional war and taking shots and trying to get the one-ups on each other. And how, you know, everyone believes there's this evil conspiracy in WWE to just go head-to-head with AEW to try to run them out, to try to knock all of their numbers. If that's a case here or there, I'm still not subscribing completely to that concept. But in the other case here, for Tony Khan, this was a prime opportunity for him to take a big shot at WWE by running his show, especially that big trios main event, not the trios match, but the 3 main events, having those stretch into that 8 o'clock hour here Eastern and disrupt the viewership of Saturday night's main event. Was that a smart move for Tony?
It's kind of ballsy, I'll say that much.
Well, you know, I don't think it was something that's going to backfire. It's going to be very interesting to see those numbers released from Sunday, to see those early quarterlies. And Jimmy and I were talking all about that. And we maybe speculated, did it cause WWE to maybe shuffle the cards a little bit with what they were going to run out? Because they came out hot, but they tend to. So maybe they didn't. Maybe they'd planned for Tony to do something like this. Because as we're going to jump into it, WWE came out big time. Brandon, what were a few of your favorite highlights from All In?
I would definitely say the main event, especially the closing sequence. because that's when like a lot of things, like a lot of loose ends got tied up storyline wise. A lot of things got called back to. A lot of small payoffs got paid off. Like, for example, the whole storyline between Swerve and Hangman and their hatred for each other. And it ends up being Swerve who clears the way and hands Hangman the chain and tells him to finish the job.
Yeah, I would say, if you were into the stories or not, because I know a lot of the storytelling up there had Jimmy really upset just because he didn't like the directions they did. But Jimmy, you at least got to give him credit that they made sense in how they wrapped some things up, even if it wasn't your flavor.
Yeah, look, okay. I can be very, especially.
Oh, they cut him off. They didn't like they did not like what Jimmy was going to have to say. So TK forked over some of them big bucks, cut him off from Australia, or he cut off the AI. He pulled the plug on the AI on Australia. We'll wait for Jimmy to get back here. So there's big payoffs there, Brandon. There he is. All right, go ahead. Continue on there, Jimmy.
It's a conspiracy. Every time we talk about AEW or some shit, this shit happens. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, me and Vet, tend to be kind of pretty cynical towards AEW. And believe me when I say I don't want to be. And yes, you're right. They did tie up a few loose ends, but it's still lazily done. Like, there's no, for me, my issue with AEW, there's no real progression that's done properly. Like, they tend to go forward and then go backwards, and then backwards again, and then forwards again. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, this is why I always used to call it, it's bipolar, dude.
2 steps forward, three steps back.
It's bipolar booking, dude. I'm telling you now, that's what I used to call it. Like, I used to say it for years. The way this style is extremely erratic, man. You can't just go this way and then go back that way and then restart again going forward. Like, even with Hangman, how many times they want to restart it and stop with him? You know what I mean? They're always like, and to their credit, they keep trying with him. They keep trying until they succeed. And for whatever reason, it starts working with a lot of their fan base, as I'm seeing right now. But majority of the fan base absolutely can't stand the guy. And I used to be a fan of his, especially back in the New Japan days. But I can't take him serious as a champion, personally, for me.
Well, with the Hangman, he was that hot commodity, one of those darlings, but it's one of those cases where less is more, and were those guys ready for big time television? And that's where a lot of it got exposed. It could go into the book. It's called Coke booking. I love it.
Alternatively known as SRS booking.
So, but I as Vet brought up this afternoon, a tremendous point when we look at the supposed, all right, did they wrap it? We got some payoffs, but we didn't really wrap up storylines. It is one of the biggest takeaways that Vet said. At the end of All In, at the end of the day, there, the Death Riders weren't dismantled. Really, they could still continue doing on what they were doing, just running rogue over everything, trying to murder people.
They?
But they can though, because there wasn't anything that officially ends that there, but just because they lost a championship. Now it's going to just completely change their mission. If anything, you think that might intensify it.
But that leads me to my other problem with AEW. Sorry to cut in, but I have to point this out. They tend to just stop shit. Like, now that Moxley's lost his belt, it's like, don't be surprised come Dynamite this Wednesday. It's suddenly they don't exist anymore. The Dick Riders are not writing anything anymore.
So it's just over.
It's just over because they lost the belt. So where's the power now? Like,
well, I mean, I and that's what's going to be interesting to watch here. Like, do they give us? Did they actually tie some things up here? I'd say if anyone maybe could use a break, has earned a nice little vacation,
Moxley,
little R&R, is Moxley, but just don't have him disappear after this. Give us the reason. The rest of the crew, they did capture the tree. Oh, no, they didn't capture it. I keep thinking they did because of that beatdown of Joe. So, but
they didn't. Right? Yeah,
they didn't. I just keep remembering that beatdown of Joe.
You would have thought otherwise, though. That's the thing,
right? Now, we do have Brand. What'd you think? I know Jimmy was surprised. Matt was surprised as they've been talking about it for a few weeks here, of the EVPs. No more. The Young Bucks losing to Swerve in Ospreay. Were you surprised by that at all? What's the big stipulation on the line?
Considering the finish of the main event, that they kind of had to win.
How so? I mean, you still had them, in power, trying to help things, get back to it.
True. I mean, there was still a lot of meat on the bone. He could have went with, the Young Bucks abusing their power, but I just think
did they really abuse it in the end? Like,
well, yeah, they were pushing people around, getting things that they wanted. Nobody was really going after it, but because afraid of they have that leverage on them. They were in the corner of the champ. Moxley, as Vet pointed out, this is one of the ridiculous things in wrestling that somehow when you have the gold, you have complete control over everything, and that's both companies.
And that's what I was trying to get at now.
But now I would say what is kind of interesting though with AEW going forward here, and we're going to see how this plays out with the fallout this week on Dynamite Collision, is now that the Death Riders do not have that championship to kind of that crutch, that bit of power that comes with holding that gold, and the EVPs aren't there to help them out anymore. There isn't really an evil-minded, negative authority figure inside that company. Really, we're back to square. You know what? I don't know. I think that is so overplayed in professional wrestling.
Is it though? We say that, but then we miss it though.
It's been overused since Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon for 30 plus years. It's been overused.
I agree with you, but the thing is, it is professional wrestling. It's somewhat a sport, whatever you want to call it, right? You still do need authority figures because there's authority figures in everything in life. Is there not? So it makes total sense.
Not where it's overbearing, and you don't have, your authority figures are supposed to be down the middle, bipartisan on some things.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Just give a ruling.
That's
it's not like in the NFL, like Modella just comes out and he's like, "Oh no, we're going to go back and replay the fourth quarter because I need the Chiefs to win this."
No. That's ridiculous. Right.
And the classic, and I'm okay with having somebody present or a championship committee going back to the classic days if it was Gorilla or if it was Tunney that would have to come in during big stakes where big decisions had to be made. But pretty much they stayed out of things and just let wrestling play out the way it should have been, not where you're out there each and every week making decisions. Because even, before the EVPs came back and the Death Riders were doing what they wanted, you had Christopher Danielson, who was supposed to be the liaison for AEW managed, but now obviously he's with what are they calling them now, Jimmy? Like Jet Flight? Is that what they are? Or?
Yeah, Jet Flight. You're right.
Okay, is that it? Okay.
Yeah,
that's why I'm laughing. All these crazy ass names that they got.
Jet Flight, pal.
Jet Flight. It's the new Scorpio Sky group. If you didn't catch that this week, Brandon.
Was it Jet Sky? No, I think it was Jet Sky.
Jet. I don't know.
Sky Jet,
Blue,
fucking something
Sky Miles, Sky Mall,
Sky. Scuttle.
The Sky Mall. Like when you're on the plane, they got like that book, and you're like, who the hell's buying that shit anyway on an airplane? And everything's jacked up.
Jet speed. Thank you, fucking Josh.
No, Jet Speed. That's Mike Bailey.
Oh yeah, that's Night. That's Night and fucking and Speedball.
Yeah.
Who the fuck names himself after a drug fucking thing? Like. Anyway, that's just me. Speedball, really? Come on.
Brandon, any other big takeaways for the show? The return of Edge. We saw Daniel Bryanson back. Anything there that you want to comment
on? Not really. I mean, I thought this did really, again, this really feel like a WrestleMania because it seemed like they concluded a lot of their stories and angles and kind of planted the seeds for new ones to start the next Dynamite.
Yes, I do want to bring up once again. We'll get jumping into some WWE stuff and deep dive in to their programming, their big shows this weekend. But I do want to bring up one more time, and still AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm puts down Monet.
You want to rub that shit into me, don't you?
Speaking of Monet, Jimmy owes me $10 now because we bet that match, and I called him. I laid it out perfectly why it should happen.
I said at the end of the week I'll give you $10. I'll send it to you to your PayPal.
I just want to keep reminding you. I just want to keep. Hey,
no. It's a bet's a bit. I fucking open my mouth.
I'll send you my PayPal when I'm tired of rubbing it in that you owe me $10. All right.
All right, done.
Because when you pay me, then you don't owe me. But so
I will pay you. That's what I'm saying. You got to send it to me after the show.
Okay, so we had a great conversation this morning. You can go back and check that out. The Wreckage.
There we go.
It's still up there on the page, or you can get it on Channel Attitude. But a great conversation about the entire week of AEW. So really, go back and listen to that show. Some great insight from the vet about promos, but especially the one there, the exchange through the week between MJF and Mr. Mark Briscoe. Go check that out. and the breakdown of the Dynamite finish. Vet breaks down about the different scenes when they were crushing the car, about why it worked, why it didn't, and why this particularly was just a bad segment. So you want to go check that out on the Wreckage. Anyway,
I love it. You're saying it, Rick. That's the spirit, bro.
So Saturday night, Lordy, look who's 40, the 40th edition. Well, Brandon, what do we got?
There's one thing that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you guys caught that. It was a viral clip. I don't know where this happened, but apparently there was some sort of multi-person match that involved Mr. Iguana and Santino Marella.
Yes, I saw this.
Yeah, Santino Marella, like he was going for Mr. Iguana, he ducked, and then the Iguana got hit. And it's fan cam footage. Yeah, it's a fan cam footage, and no joke, you can hear kids legitimately crying over the Iguana getting hit.
I'm okay with that. That's kids.
Wow.
They're buying into it. That's emotion. I'm great with that. I saw that. My first reaction though was, how the hell did WWE not get this on their television first? Kudos to Conan and them for doing it. No, you should have had the NXT After Worlds Collide. You should have had just on screen, had the Iguana pop up, then have Cobra pop up, and have them like interacting with each other, and then right in the middle have Sako pop up. And just have an interaction with the three of them.
We need a honey badger too in this, because they will destroy everything.
Then go over to shop.com and sell a puppet pack. But I mean, it would have been over huge, you know, because they're all, you have the TNA working relationship. So you got Santino there, you got AAA, and then have the legend with Foley to, you know, kind of endorse, give that rub.
Mr. Sako.
Right. So, hey.
What about Rocco?
Internet content too, right there. Like you do puppet shows with the three characters.
Jesus.
Hey, puppets are over in AEW. Speaking of cry, though, before we transition here in Saturday Night's main event, great. I love the reaction from the kid. I love when you get the kids involved that they believe that's the magic of pro wrestling.
That's the next generation of fooling, you know, of kayfabe coming back.
Okay, but
we need to reset
when you're
once
a kid,
they get older. Right.
When you're a kid, it's okay. Now at AEW, when you are a grown effing man and you are bawling, streaming tears from your face, it looked like you just got out of the shower.
Oh, shit.
Adam Cole announces his potential retirement. He has to relinquish the title here. This isn't anything about Cole, man. This guy, thank you for the years. Thanks for the bumps. I hope everything works out. You can get back in there and do what you love, or you can still be a part of this business. But they catch that grown man bawling his eyes out. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this guy has never gotten any vag, any strange in his life before, but he certainly is not going to after this. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Oh, boy.
Family friends should disown this dude. He is the loser. is not even.
I couldn't believe it though.
He would say just a fucking loser.
We're absolutely cunts right now, man. Even though we don't mean it. We don't mean it. Just saying, you know what I mean. No. But we kind of do at the same time, because he was literally bawling, and I mean, I'm not saying bawling like MVP. I mean, bawling his eyes out,
dude. It was
crazy, man. There was water. That's probably the most waterworks I've seen a guy cry on live television for real, man.
Can you imagine being somewhere and caught doing something that embarrassing on global television, global distribution?
Oh boy, man. I would never show my face again. Put it that I'll be like, out of here, man. I'm done.
It reminded me of that Seinfeld episode where they caught George like stuff in his face with that Sunday, and he's got it all over him. And it just like ruins his. I mean, this was just embarrassing for this dude. But
there's an update on that actually, Rick.
On George Costanza or that loser that was crying on
that loser that was crying. Apparently, and I was right initially the first time. I did mention concussions first, and apparently he got concussed the night before. But to the point where he was throwing up. The crying guy was throwing up to Tony, saying, I feel sick, man. He's probably bawling as well while talking to him, throwing up, and said he can't work. You know, for real. I'm being legit now. I'm not trying to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can't, you can't really chalk that up to anything. That could very much be his brain acting up on him.
Well, yeah, it's clearly concussions do that, man. Sorry?
Are you talking about Adam Cole?
Baby. Yeah, the baby that was crying in the ring.
The guy, how did that guy call Adam Cole? Oh, in the ring. All right, Adam Cole. I'm still thinking about that loser in the audience.
Oh, well, those two losers crying.
No, I'm
Remember?
okay with it. I'm okay with Adam Cole, what he was doing there. That's his livelihood. That's his spot.
But the fact that fat loser was crying, though, was bad. I know.
Yeah, that's what had me.
It wasn't just him either. There was a few fat losers crying, as a matter of fact, in that crowd. But even Cole was crying. It was waterworks all around AEW that night. But
I'm okay with the talents, especially Cole there with it. That's a different scenario. But the guy,
that's his actual life.
I know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Number 40, the Big 4-0 for Saturday night's main event, and it's hardly we don't really have more of these because they went on such a hiatus with promoting that event. But from our childhood, all of us, we remember them, man. They were such amazing events. It is nice to have them back. They somewhat have recaptured that special feeling. We get they're back on NBC where they belong there. They got a nice prime time spot. Everybody check them out. National coverage. Saturday night's main event here, number 40, and we have got some big matches announced for this thing. Of course, we got that all in run over, so it's going to be interesting to see those quarterlies, but they come out swinging here. We got the first two out, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
And an orchestra.
Thing. Yes, doing their thing. Crowd loving here. What?
It was a concert. This was a concert, legit.
Oh, they were getting into it, man. They were buying it.
Dude.
That's what WWE's about. They
Jelly
want
Roll
that interaction.
Jelly Roll was singing, I hear voices in my head word for word, dude. As well as all the fans.
You know what's so we're on our road here to SummerSlam. Under a month away, that big 2-day event. I don't know if Jelly Roll's got some concerts coming up or anything from there. Imagine that coverage though. He goes out there and does a voices cover at one of his concerts, bring Randy Orton out.
That'd be cool.
Think about the PR.
Right.
That's another advantage to this. I did want to touch on this because, again, I spent all day, in different chats and just checking wrestling. It's consumed us this weekend. That the
made me go crazy, dude.
The smarks that are so deep in the bubble that cannot understand how big of a deal this is, that the WWE is pairing up with, given an opportunity like this, but inserting the names of Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre into a program here, and the exposure and the positive benefits that this is going to bring for the company. It blows my mind that these idiots think that these guys would rather be just in a program about movesets and rope work. Brandon, your thoughts here on the involvement Jelly Roll actually going to get in there and mix it up, man?
I mean, is this any different than, say, what was it, Page and Malone versus Hogan and Rodman?
And those guys are nowhere
outside of them being athletes,
I get that they're athletes there, but that was great exposure. I mean, even going on a Tonight Show, look what that did. It was that crossover.
Jay Leno, and I mean, it was great too when you think about it. He sucked in the ring, but during that time, it was pretty good.
They did some goofy shit in there, where Hogan
it was goofy.
As long as you're not doing that, okay. But hey, again though, as long as you protect it here, Jelly Roll did hard time, baby. You make it through a prison stint like that.
He did.
You know how to you do what you got to take care of yourself. I think people are forgetting that. He's looking good right now, but the crossover here is going to be insane. Randy Orton, a familiar face. People know him. He's identifiable. He's relatable. Right to professional wrestling, to WWE. Drew McIntyre, not at that level. He is great. He is amazing. Absolute main eventer, not known PR-wise, is that crossover. But when you look at him, he's something. And now people are going to know him. And Logan Paul, of course, one of the biggest influencers in the world, and has that absolute just love to see that dude get punched in the face. Just presence about him.
It's his accent too, you know what I mean? If he's talking to that, what are you going to do with that there? And you just, don't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? But no, in all seriousness, you're right though, because even though I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now, about the fans and how they just absolutely bash the fact that Jelly Roll and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are being wasted in a segment like this. You're a bunch of idiotic marks that believe that. I don't care who you are. Even if you were a wrestler that was saying that, I would still call you a marktard. Because if they don't understand what this means in terms of marketing and promotion,
locker room would be
right,
dying, bending over, whatever, to be in that spot. Right, this is going to be
they'll sell their soul to the devil and the Rock for this.
This is going to be the most over program that's at SummerSlam.
Right now, yeah. Right now, at this point, it is. It actually is.
I can't imagine what else. What else are we going to get? This is going to draw more attention than Cody Rhodes and John Cena.
Yeah,
that's what we know right now for the men. It's going to be bigger than Stratton and Jade that we know. I can't imagine what they're going to put out there. No, they still got Cardi, and you got Cardi as the host.
You know what? He's onto something though, because I've noticed since her BBL bust up. Did you hear about that? Apparently her BBL smells like hot dog water and dog at the same time. Yeah, like that's pretty bad smell, dude. Since that all came out,
Cardi and handshakes.
I don't know, man. That made me want to puke just hearing that. But in saying that, I was wondering the same thing because I noticed it got quiet with Cardi B. And now that Labra says that, I wasn't tripping. So
they have dropped the bumpers on her. Her music is still kind of playing in the background when they talk about SummerSlam.
That's true. I noticed that. Right.
But they're not really like doing those promos they've been doing.
Yeah, they stopped promoting her, man. They just
nobody sped a step to me.
Yeah, Cardi. I guess if your butt stinks after a BBL, WWE don't want you no more, pal.
Here's the easiest way to neutralize Cardi B. Don't drink anything she offers you.
Yes. Oh, why? Why is that?
She admitted to that.
You'll end up falling asleep and all your stuff's missing.
Yeah, she admitted.
Oh yeah, I did read about that. Actually, you're right. She was doing that in her younger days when she was a prostitute, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, she admitted to. She would drug people.
She was, doing things on the side. Trust me.
So actually, after this big entrance, we have this new
allegedly
power pairing. We do get to the match. We do have Drew and Randy. Drew's got Logan with him, so we get the big involvement. This is really this match just turns into a setup for what we're going to get the announcement. This is going to go down as a tag match at SummerSlam. The match itself, kind of, we get the spots there, ends abruptly. Drew just, I don't know if he got distracted here. He's usually pretty smart about this inside matches, but he just eats out of nowhere. Boom, a big RKO, gets put down for it. More of the story here, the post-match, looks like Jelly's going to, we seen him on Friday, throwing in there, mixing it up, looking good. Right here, man, he eats a hard Claymore boot to the face, man.
That was a good Claymore, man.
Hey, man, a guy in his profession, you can't risk that jaw. You can't sing, man. You can't make money. And he took one, man. He about had about that bottom part of his face just put on the back of his head. Well, of course, we get the announcement backstage that, hey, Jelly stepped up. He said, "I want both of them. I want both of them." And Randy's like, "Man, I did this. I put you in a bad spot. I wasn't thinking. I kind of got caught up. I'll go to war with you, bro. It's going to be us versus them. We're going to get this one for SummerSlam."
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm intrigued. Like I said, I'm a fan of Jelly Rolls, so I want to see what happens there. But again, this is a great spot for Drew and Randy to be in, especially, SummerSlam is like a WrestleMania. I mean, you can arguably say it's the second biggest event of the year. I personally think Rumble is number 2, but it's irrelevant anyway. It doesn't matter. Either way, they're all big. But this feels like your typical WrestleMania type of exhibition match, but with a lot of eyes on it, and there will be a lot of eyes on it. And I'm curious to see what happens in this match.
And you got two guys in there could definitely handle the workload to carry everything in Randy and Drew. You pepper in the spice, you're going to have some big spots there. Again, the notoriety, the crossover with Logan, and of course, the celebrity of Jelly Roll, one of the biggest recording and touring artists in the freaking world.
Metaphorically and literally.
Yes. Yes, big
one
time,
of the biggest. Big time, exactly.
Yep. In the transition, we get a little bit of a teaser for what we're going to be talking about from tonight, though. But we get a flat out. This is how bad bitches brawl. This is a fight
good.
Here.
I love
Naomi and Jade getting after it. The only thing that was missing here was one of them getting a weave pulled out. Because, I mean, I've seen plenty of these bad bitches down in the main streets of Cincinnati throwing down, and that's how it
Oh,
looks.
shit. And the
That's
weave
how
come
it's
flying
done.
off, and you see baldness suddenly.
Yeah. The heels, high heels come off. Everybody watch
shit.
out. You're going to lose an eye. Here comes a heel. Take off them lashes and them nails because those cost lots of money. And ripping out the weaves. That's what it's about.
God
But we do get the
dang.
announcement that Bianca Belair is going to be that special referee. We'll talk about that here a little bit later on.
She comes all glamorous too suddenly out. Like, what the hell's up with that?
They're dressed like a pink fluffy cloud.
Yeah,
But,
what's up with that?
She's going to be the guest referee.
Okay.
Speaking of Naomi out there, next pair out, her Big Jim, who gets into that naughtiness with Naomi there. Big Jim's out challenging for the United States Championship against Solo Sikoa and my family tree, Mr. Talatonga. In the crew.
I can't get over that name.
Out there, numbers game against Big Jim here. He goes down post-match. The match itself, we'll talk a little bit about that. Jim getting the shots in here, but again, as we all expected, the numbers game just a little too much for him. Brandon, your thoughts here on Big Jim standing in creative, where he was at in this match, and the family tree as a whole?
He kind of seems like a little bit of a drift and kind of lost a little bit. Like there's places
He does seem a little lost right now.
Like
You're
there's
right.
places you can fit him in, but he doesn't really have any direction.
He definitely has no direction.
Where would you like to see him fit in? I mean, where do you think the best course is for him to find as you said, there a little direction, get a little momentum?
I mean, I know
you're gonna say something. You gotta know I'm gonna ask you.
Considering both, this could be where we get Usos reunion. Both guys are kind of down on their luck. It lets up each other up. Let's get some success to kind of prop both themselves back up. And then once, that's done, one-time run, let's get the titles back. And once you lose them, go back on our own again.
Man, my only fear with that is these tag divisions are so bad that pairing them back up and putting them in a tag division might be even worse than kind of just floundering on their own.
Stand out.
Right. And those tag divisions are so bad.
That's why, right. No, I wouldn't put them back together at all. Not right now. It's not the right time.
Jimmy, about this match, though, so post-match, they're getting ready. They're fixing not to give Big Jim no direction. They're about ready to put him on the sidelines on the injured reserve. Where the hell was your boy at? 5'2". Took him long enough.
That's a good question, man.
Did he get lost on the way out there? Did he get in trouble with maybe security because he's running around like a Muslim terrorist backstage?
He was watching Cope making his save to go save Christian.
I thought it was up in the snow in the mountains, even though it's summer down in your neck of the woods. I mean, why is he wearing freaking balaclavas and shit? Know what I mean?
Right. Took his sweet time, not even just getting to the ring, but getting into the arena. Where are you at there in the match when you're supposed to, your dude here, it's had your back lately when you didn't think you had any family that would care about you. So
I mean, I'd be like, fuck yous all, straight up. I mean, in this case, like TN Kupina says, all gas and no brakes. Unfortunately, with Fatu, it was all brakes and no gas.
Yeah.
Literally. So, man, I didn't like this. I'm sick of wrestlers, guys, that pounder around like idiots, right? When they come in to help a friend. The week before, we had Penta doing his little friggin' Zero Miedo, Scott Hall-esque sort of walk to the ring, right? While trying to save fucking, was it Punk, I think? Yeah, I think it was CM Punk, right? But he's taking his time. It's like he's surfing to the ring, dude. He's like, woo, surfing in the USA, except it was in Saudi. Jeff Hardy loves to friggin' throw around his fingers and finger himself pretty much before he gets to the damn ring. And, everyone does it. Fatu likes to go to the snow in summer with balaclavas. I mean, that works too. Everyone's going to stop this across the board, man. Sorry, Brandon.
I'll never forget the perfect contrast to that. This was the SmackDown after it was revealed Triple H was the mastermind running down Steve Austin, and he put Rikishi up to it.
I did it for The Rock.
The main event of that SmackDown was Stone Cold and The Rock versus Triple H and Rikishi. Rock's music hits. He's immediately bolting down to the ring. Stone Cold's music barely hits before he's running out right behind him, and they're just throwing hands, going at it.
It's facts. Again, it's the little it's the fundamentals that professional wrestling in 2025 as a whole seems to have forgotten. The fundamentals somewhere, Rick, have been forgotten, man. It's lost somewhere. I don't know where it's hiding. But how can wrestling all across the board forget fundamentals? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it is a complete shift in what they hold important. It's just about getting those big pops, those reactions for those highlight films. As I've been saying here, with the business direction changing, wrestling is just a product and a catalyst. It is not the focus anymore. And the shame is they could have at the top what Nick Khan is doing, what Ari and his crew are doing there. They could still be growing globally like that. But think just how much better it would be if they also had a focus on the product, where we had good creative, good characters, good storytelling, in addition to everything that's making this grand boom so impactful for the world of professional wrestling. And I also sit out there, the NFL isn't necessarily in the football business. They are in the events, streaming, and branding business. Can't tell me right now that football is better than it's ever been, because it's the fans, that's all they're doing is complaining about all the rules, pussifying the game. They can't understand what's going on.
Become like that, though, unfortunately.
Because Jimmy, you know, you're a car guy. If you got Porsches and Lamborghinis, you don't enter them into a demolition derby. You're doing everything you can to protect them.
Why would you do that?
They're paying these sons of bitches a lot of money, especially them quarterbacks. You got to protect them there.
Absolutely, for sure.
They want the fans talking about. They know it's about a social gathering. 90% of football fans have no clue what's going on in that field. They just want to cheer and pop, and that's what wrestling is emulating right now. And
that's
they
sad,
see, and wrestling looks at things just like what just happened in Atlanta here this weekend. Beyonce went to the football stadium and sold out 5 nights in a row. Everywhere Taylor Swift goes, they shut down Metropolis, and she takes over for 3 days. And the economic impact that it means for that community is ridiculous. And wrestling itself, look at what they did for, and then look what Vegas actually did for them, for the company, all those tax breaks, getting all that money back, kicked back on that.
Thanks.
The city of Miami, what they do, was it like 164 million just for pitches to bring in TKO, just in upgrades and investments in WWE for these big events like that? This isn't the mom and pop touring wrestling world anymore, where house shows and shit get over. They've abandoned that for these blockbuster destinations globally. They're coming to you guys here in a little bit, Jimmy, and they're already hyping the shit out of it. They're going to take over for 4 to 5 days. That's what they're in the business of right now.
Yeah, you know, did you notice you sponsoring that damn event, by the way, which blew my mind and pissed me off at the same time?
For you guys?
For the ground. I mean, come on, it tells you the answer. It's Crown Jewel, right?
Right.
It's friggin' Riyadh Ripri. That's
they're the sponsors for the Australia show,
not, bro. The Riyadh fucking logo
their came up right at the end of that.
Yeah, dude, I kid you not. I was like, what?
What are they doing? They're throwing you a bone, man. They must be buying up some property down there.
They must. I don't know. Yeah, they must. That's something. You're right.
That's something to look into.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I am going to look into that because that was very weird for me. Yeah. Put it that way.
Check on that for us. We'll touch back on that on a later show. Back to Saturday night's main event here. We get our third match of the night. This is a big one. The Megastar, mega over, big pop for him. LA Knight taking on the holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase, Seth freaking Rollins. There's a lot of talk about here. Unfortunately, it's not so much in the ring. These guys were getting after it. High flying, big moves here. Crowd is into this thing. And I'll just read the excerpt here from WWE themselves. In the height of Seth Rollins' explosive showdown against LA Knight, the Visionary propelled himself off the ropes, and when he hit the canvas, his knee suddenly buckled. Standing up after trying to regroup in the corner, the injured Rollins fell victim to a BFT to give the Megastar the win. I think that is the big talking point. Brandon, when you were watching this, Jimmy and I were on a watch along, and immediately the question was, is he okay? Is this a work or is it a shoot? At the time, we thought it's a work, just setting up a storyline, going and playing possum here. Bad news that we have learned. We learned it rather quick. This is going to be a long injury. What were your thoughts there, seeing it in the real time, Brandon?
A knee-jerk reaction. I thought it was a
no pun intended.
Yeah. Knee-jerk. I thought, okay, obviously it worked to set up him cashing in later on. Like that would actually be kind of a way for option for Goldberg to go out. He ends up beating Gunther, and then as he's celebrating, Seth gets the cash in.
That's well, we all thought maybe it's why there was a work there as the possum, thinking, right. He's out of here. We ain't gonna see him, right. And they use that as a decoy.
Right, and throwing away a match to LA Knight, that's no big deal. I'll throw a match to him if I'm walking away with the belt.
Lose a battle if you can win the war.
Right, exactly. But also with the way some of the things went down and some of the stuff, like the way it played out, it's like, okay, something's definitely not right. Like the way he went down, the ref went to him, the way that LA Knight went out pretty quickly, he seemed pretty pissed off.
He did. He actually did seem pissed off when he got the win. You're right.
Well, you gotta wonder maybe if LA Knight's thinking like, damn, did I do something here? What happened? Maybe even in that match, they had some more stuff planned out because we didn't see anywhere in the night. We didn't see the emergence of the big muscle for Seth at all.
No, that was interesting too. Yeah, where were those guys at?
And here's the question:
that's odd. That's actually odd.
Well, if that match is supposed to continue on a little bit longer, because we know the main event goes longer, because we were disbelief watching it that Goldberg's got to go out there and pull 20 minutes.
That's ridiculous. There's no way that was planned.
So maybe that match goes longer, and we're supposed to see the muscle get involved inside of that match.
100%. It all adds up when you think about it, right? Sense. It had to be that
they
way.
They immediately have to just, hey, just know, you guys stay here. We're not showing you anywhere. There's nothing for you to do. We got to figure out something to do here on the fly. We've got a half hour of show left here. Start rolling some vignettes. We got to figure out what the hell to do. We got to pull 20 minutes of television here with a guy that's 60 years old.
And you know what? I will give Goldberg his flowers. He worked his ass off, in my opinion, in that match.
Absolutely. Hats up to the old dog, to the ring general, Gunther.
Did you notice?
Carrying him net.
I just want to point out one thing. Did you guys end up watching his speech at the end?
I did. Yep.
You did? Did you notice when he was? Did you watch it, Brandon, at all?
Sorry, somewhere around my end, you completely cut out on me as soon as you started talking.
The post Goldberg addressing the audience there, his little speech.
Yeah, that seemed like, okay, like get the important parts out of your thing first, because we're going to try to, we need to fill us a little bit more time before we go off the air. We're going to show a little bit, get the important stuff out, and you can do your big stuff to your hometown.
I think that was already planned to go off the air.
Was
anyway.
Supposed to be off air. I agree with Jimmy 100%. We weren't supposed to see any of that.
Right, but what my point was, when he was thinking, did you actually watch the speech though, Brandon, at all? Like, did you actually watch it because they released it?
I caught what aired on Peacock.
Okay, well, the whole thing when he was thanking everybody, right? He's like, it doesn't matter if you thank everybody. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, every other color and whatnot. He did not say about Muslims though. I found that very interesting considering he's Jewish. I don't know why that stood out, but everything but Muslims. And I thought, oh, wow.
Unless he said everything but I know what you're saying. He just omitted
I'm telling you though, he done that on, he knows what he was doing. 100%.
You've been working with a conspiracy guy for too long.
No, I've always been a conspiracy guy anyway. So it was natural that I drifted, like that I got close to being anyway.
Brandon, do you have something?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. So it's an easy transition there. Well, real quick here. So I did see announced there at Evolution. I'm sure you guys caught this as well. We are going to have a big 5-man match on Raw for a #1 contender at SummerSlam. Who's going to face Gunther here? Braun Breaker's in there. Penta's in there. LA Knight is in there. I can't, other two off the top of my head now, but
wait, LA Knight's in here?
Yeah. LA Knight's going to be in there. CM Punk, Penta.
Fuck the brand split now. Breaker. He's officially Raw.
Come on. That thing never.
I know. I'm just saying.
They're just looking for a top contender here. So I do real quickly here as we talk about Seth. We're looking at. I saw some reports of 8 to 9 months. I know they're still not leaking a whole lot out. Actually, what is wrong? I still want to get some assessments here. I'm sure we're going to catch that probably more tomorrow afternoon into Tuesday. You guys will be able to really break that down on I Like It Raw, Jimmy. What does this mean for the men's Money in the Bank briefcase?
I think we're all jumping to conclusions because everybody's like, oh, they're going to strip him of it. He's got 1 year to cash it in.
Right.
That's plenty of time.
We can wait. I mean, you can wait.
We can wait. Nothing will happen to his briefcase as long as he's coming back.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we're going to get more when we actually get the time frame. And maybe they throw out a longer one so that we're thinking it, because you can't let him.
That would actually be that'd be a good angle. That would be a good angle.
But I think he's done this before. Didn't he take a whole year almost to cash in?
Almost, because he captured it in June and he waited till WrestleMania.
Right. So we're just going to get that again pretty much.
So about 9 to 10 months.
Yeah. Why not? No, not have Paul cash it in there, Brett. Come on now.
Yeah.
You can't do that, but it'll be funny.
We'll keep our eye on that story. Jimmy and Ray will have more breaking on that coming up Tuesday on I Like It Raw. So let's go ahead and shift gears, gentlemen, because obviously tons of speculation out there, but I think it's pretty clear that the Seth Rollins injury, not just affecting the end of this match, but the end of the show, as we were kind of talking about there. Goldberg going out, pulling that 20 minutes. I know in the chat last night, a lot of people body shaming in chat.
I don't understand why. How good did he
dude.
fucking look, bro? If I looked that good at 60, God
Goes
bless
out,
me.
Pulls the 20. They worked a slow-paced match at times. They slowed some things down. They did great. Gunther, what an amazing job out there, showing why he is truly one of the absolute best at what he does.
That ain't get out.
In the world. Great to see that. But you got to believe that it maybe not just a full cash in, but at least they were going to tease something.
I truly believe it was going to happen, man. I don't know why. It was all about the timing. All the timing stuff made sense. They kept 30 minutes, you know what I mean, free. For example, for that main event, we all come on. There's no way they were expecting Goldberg to go that long.
You know, they needed some kind of feel good moment. They didn't want to just go off the air with Goldberg passing out with the ref stoppage.
He was close. He was close.
You just didn't want the ref stoppage. You didn't want to be the lasting image of this is the last match for him here. So they cut to that commercial, and you got to believe there's I talked about on the wreckage. That was for them to say, okay, let's hurry. We got to get all these people for this post-show celebration for him to give this speech. We got to get
towards the end.
We got to get all these people. Give us a commercial break to get everybody to jump the rail, get him from the out back into the ring. His sons, his family, some of the great people that he had worked with. Security, Dillinger, the Cat, DDP, just to name a few that were there.
How cool was that Doug Dillinger back?
That was a great pop of the night.
That was
a great moment, especially you think about that
WCW security
to see him knock on that door when he takes that long walk.
Yeah, but where were the cops at? We need the sheriffs or the cops to be there with Doug Dillinger to knock on the door too. You know what I mean?
Cops are the ultimate heels. Nobody wants to see them. You know.
Hey, back in those days, that were real cops, not fucking.
That would have been cool if they actually could have found some of those people. Maybe like the crew that walked him out in the Falcons Dome, for the big match with Hogan, and to let us know these are the guys that led him on that walk,
because they
one of the biggest matches
time, right,
in wrestling history. That would have been cool. So I think when we look overall, and I'll ask you guys your feelings on Saturday night's main event, a quick grade here. I think we got to give them a curve because of what happened, and they had to adjust here. Brandon, face slaps. What we do around here? We give out face slaps. 1 through the $5. Where would you put Saturday night's main event?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay, even with that's a little. I think it's a little low, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 4 out of 5. I was thoroughly enjoying it up until all those the bad things that were starting to happen with Rollins and LA Knight, and then even the Goldberg match. But still, look, I know people probably shitting on the match. I didn't care how bad the match was. For me, I was caught into the spectacle of the match. You know what I mean? And that's what intrigued me. Where are they going to go? 30 minutes of Goldberg? How are they going to do this or whatever, right? That's what intrigued me the most. So to me, it didn't matter if the match sucked. It's the intrigue that kept me hooked. Sorry.
And I'll give both guys credit. Both guys worked hard in that match. And this is me saying this as a former worker. It looked like Goldberg was willing to sell and, bump for Gunther, but he also was going to make him work for it. And Gunther getting the Iggy, he brought it.
Yeah, no, he did. He looked strong, man. I think they both looked good. You know what I mean? Yes, Goldberg was huffing and puffing, but they still made him look pretty great. And that's all thanks to Gunther. I mean, let's be real, right? He made him look like $1 million, even though he's 1 million years old.
And be fair to and props to Goldberg, he sold for Gunther.
Yeah, he didn't sell the chops so much, but he did start selling later on, definitely.
Well, yeah, that's part of the story there. You got Goldberg, that unstoppable guy showing, hey, I still got this, but Gunther wearing him down.
Right, like
there was,
exactly.
And it was early on. The chap was like, oh, he something. That's part of the story. That he's out there, and he's running on that adrenaline. It's Goldberg, and then you start showing that he is the man, and that's the meticulous, the general just chopping him down, wearing him down. I enjoyed it there, and I'm going to give him a little bit of curve. I'm going to agree with Jimmy and give him a 4 on this one. So a good outing for Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. There wasn't really any bad. I can't say like there was anything I really hated. It's just a whole bunch of bad luck.
Yeah, but they got through it there. All right, gentlemen, let's we'll change our gears a little. Sunday fun day, wrestle day. There was only one show. All eyes on the ladies as they step into the spotlight. Jimmy and I running down this thing. I didn't really, because the build to this thing, everything seemed a little rushed, like they weren't really invested in this thing. But looking at it yesterday morning, that card, 7 matches on this thing, it was like, wow, this thing could be a lot of fun, bell to bell, and it absolutely delivered. It was a damn good time. Some good wrestling, some good developments, and a big time wow moment at the end there. A big payoff to close that show. We'll talk about that, but I want to put out a question here for you guys to think about before we get there. That the possibility of things changing the night before it's Saturday night's main event and have to want to fly, did it affect maybe some of the booking here at Evolution? You want to think about that before we get into these talking points. But a good crowd, packed there, hot crowd.
Surprisingly, I was shocked, dude. I mean, they were loud, man.
I do want to point out, I know you guys didn't catch, Brandon, you were at work, slaving away, making that money. Jimmy, you didn't catch it. You might have been, I don't know what the hell you were doing. I know you weren't
talking about NXT?
Lazy ass. No, I'm talking about the pre-show for Evolution.
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that. No, sorry.
There was a really, really nice segment. Jimmy, I know I was telling you about it. You said you want to go check it out. Go find it. I encourage everyone else to go find it. I'm sure it's going to be on WWE socials.
I bet the referees, right?
There is a very nice put together package about the 2 female referees in WWE and getting to see how important it is for them to be a part of the women's evolution. And, they kind of get overshadowed with all the superstars there and, their dream into wrestling and their journey. Pretty cool to see that. So kudos to WWE for that one. I enjoyed the opening promo package for this thing about the little girls watching television and then seeing the highlights through the years of some of the ladies and their accomplishments to the modern group that's out there working their tails off, and the little girls starting to play with the figures and to see that impact. Which is cool. And I get to work with a number of the girls, young girls on the independent scene that will tell you those stories like that. And I think it is cool to have moments that shows, hey, this isn't just for a bunch of steroid using, oiled up Speedo wearing men. Women, you can use just as much of that oil, just as much of those steroids, and just as much as Speedos as you want to. This is a world for everybody.
Absolutely.
And before we jump into the match too, let's talk some of in WWE right now. It's about those pops. It's about who's who that we can say is here. Very cool to see a lot of the female legends from yesterday that paved the way making appearances here on the show. Any of them that jumped out to you, like Jimmy?
Oh yeah, one of them really jumped out to me, and I was like, "Whoa!" And that's, Melina, man, how much has she changed, guys? I mean, she's changed a lot.
Well, people
I hate to say it, but she reminds me of a Muppet, a certain Muppet now. But
I really go there, but people change. But there were some that looked, like Molly Holly doesn't seem like she aged at all.
No, she still looked the same. Tori Wilson, unfortunately, has aged quite a bit, but she looks great.
Miss
Jacqueline looked amazing.
Jacqueline she's always amazing. Jazz still pretty much
too.
look like Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ivory has aged a lot, man, since the last time we've seen her.
I thought she still had that same sweet, just likable face about her.
No,
that smile. The only one that got me was Medusa was a belt mark. She had that championship belt in the crowd.
It's the one that was in the trash. You know, she still has to show it. Look, I didn't throw it out.
That's what she should have. But my first thought was, oh, damn, you belt mark. So
it's all because she's trying to prove about that being in the bin. I guarantee it.
But it wasn't even the same one. It was all pink. But it was very, very cool to see the acknowledgement and bringing all the ladies back together. And I'm sure for the current crop that got to go out there and entertain, it was probably very, very cool to have them all gathered backstage together to enjoy those moments
definitely
throughout the day. And hopefully they're having a nice little party, little get together post show down in Atlanta right now. But very, very cool to see that. I'm going to guess this is going to cause a little bit of controversy and conversation amongst the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community. Stephanie McMahon is a very prominent front and center here on the show. Brandon, you look like you might have been turned off a little bit by that.
Yeah, it's just kind of the stuff that she was involved in and covering up with the things that happen to women in the office is kind of allegedly. Yeah, I got to throw it in there. Sorry. Things that she's allegedly involved in. It's like, and plus, her connection to her dad. Do you really want those optics out there?
That's not fair to her. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not. That we haven't heard anything about her in the case. Everything is so hit or miss with what we're getting on that right now. I would, Jimmy. Should people have been surprised about this? I think it was just foregone conclusion.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't be surprised.
She's going to be a part of this thing,
right? And why shouldn't she be? Actually, as a matter of fact, wasn't it her brainchild with the original Evolution? If you remember.
Well, yeah, they were pushing Lady Balls. Remember, she had the book out there. Right. That's what everyone thought she was
a big advocate for it.
They were buying her awards from other, outside publications and things like that. Lab Rat with he popped me right there. That is right. Stephanie made him laugh speaking Spanish, sounding like Peggy Hill.
Oh God, from American Dad?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Sorry, that's what I mean.
Arlington Boggle champion.
The reboot coming out a couple weeks, August 4th.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And by the way, just say that after Raw, after we're done with everything that night, we are going to do a surprise watch along of King of the Hill on Netflix that night.
On the 4th?
Wait, it's on Netflix?
On the 4th, yep.
It's not on Netflix.
Not Netflix, Hulu. Sorry, Hulu.
You know what? I don't have Hulu, man. Now I'm going to find out.
Oh, you're going to have to get it.
I need Hulu.
You have to get Hulu just for a month because they're gonna drop the entire series.
Are they?
2 new seasons are dropping at once, I believe.
But after those 2 new seasons, are they going to continue doing more? Or is that just a one-off?
I don't know if they've made an announcement yet.
I would imagine it depends upon the response and the numbers they get for these first.
I think it's going to get a huge response at first.
Speaking of response and numbers, Tina Couponer tell us in the post conference, someone asked Triple H about Evolution being a yearly event, and he said he'll have to check the numbers and see how the demand is. So that
doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, I want to see. I know he's kind of paraphrasing. I want to go back and hear how he said it.
Yeah, I want to watch it after we're done with this show. I'm actually going to go back and see it for sure.
Yeah, see how he said it there. But I got to believe what we're going to dive into here. A lot of people got to be satisfied with this thing. Again, as we talked about, 7 matches. I thought bell to bell, this thing looked damn impressive. I was excited all day about this thing. Maybe going into this, the most looking forward to it as a total card, just not for a few matches, a few possible moments. But again, that interest, that intrigue, are they going to step up, deliver? What's the company going to put behind it? Are they going to believe in this thing? I think that they delivered here. But gentlemen, we'll jump into this thing. We open it up in a big way. Triple threat. Becky Lynch defending, again, not just against one, but 2 big-time competitors. Ellie and Lyra are the challengers here. Thing goes 16-30. Triple threat-wise, I like this thing. I usually with triple threats, right from the get-go, you see somebody lay down, you take turns interchanging your dance partner with some 2-on-2 stuff. There was only a little bit of that, just a small little portion of the match really where Lyra laid out for maybe 2-3 minutes, letting Becky and Bayley kind of do their thing. But for the most part, all three of them working against each other in this thing, keeping it a true triple threat, hitting some big spots, some big breakups on pinfalls there. I thought they worked together tremendously here. This was a fun, high-energy match. The audience coming to life for it to open up this show. Brandon, your takes here on the triple threat.
This one I did not get a chance to catch, unfortunately. I didn't really get a chance to watch that. I was out doing deliveries when this was going on.
Well, that's fair enough. Jimmy, yours?
I thought this was a great start to the event. I actually enjoyed the match. And what I loved about this event as a whole was actually the pacing and the match placements. I felt like it got better and better as the show went on. Legitimately,
that is a good point. It didn't really seem like it had a lull, like where it really had that popcorn break. No. Interesting comment here that jumps out to me. First, Keeper, the bird is not the word. I do like that, but Keep Hunter also saying that he thinks the women over delivered on this show. I don't know if that's true, especially when you got a spotlight like this, and a lot of people are expecting you to fail, not being to step up. When it's all about you, but it's a special occasion here where it is they're up to you. So let me know what you mean by that, Coupon. That intrigues me.
Yeah, elaborate a little more, because that could mean either that
sometimes you go out there and try too much. Why would you hold back here?
Right.
Even if Triple H said I got to look at numbers, look at the interest and all that. Why hold back? They haven't had that other one for years.
Years.
Right.
And there was a lot of promise with that show too, and boy did they say fuck that after that.
Yeah, so we'll see. So we do have. I thought it was a really good match. I like that big leg drop spot with Lyra up the top onto both of them there. I know they got a weird ass name for it. It's just, to me, it was just a top rope lariat leg drop.
That's it. That's what it is, Rick.
Yeah.
Forget this bullshit gimmick names that they've got now. But even the finish was actually pretty well done as well, dude.
Yeah, Becky just gets that slide up on Bayley there and kind of steals it from him.
But Bayley got the slide up on Lyra first, and then Becky came in. It was like a 3-chain combo type of pin. It was pretty cool. I've never seen it like that before. And then Becky done the same thing to Bayley and got the 1, 2, 3.
I know, especially there at that finish then. So I think it just kind of lends to how well the three of them flowed together, which was very refreshing because you rarely see that inside of triple threats, especially in WWE, where they seem to have trouble with the triple threat.
It's always the same thing. Like you said, one person on the outside while two of them are in the ring, and then they interchange pretty much. You know what I mean? And that's usually the formula. Whereas this, all three of them it felt like a triple threat, man. There was no hidden bullshit. There was no smoke and mirrors. It was a legit 3-way match. And these three women delivered. And you know what? They've got great chemistry, all three of them. And we knew that deep down. We were saying that before this match even happened.
Yeah.
When you put any of those three together in a one-on-one match, they all hit it out of the park.
And so, surprisingly, I was worried how it would work in this triple threat, and they all worked great together. They pulled it off there. Hopefully, again, Lyra going out there and showing how great she is, bell to bell. They just hopefully can find some way to get it to click outside of that ring, that personality, that connection that she needs. Because unfortunately, it's still missing.
Shut her mouth, and that's how she'll get over.
She needs to have somebody on the creative team who can work with her and bring that personality out of her to match what she does in the ring.
I think she's just miscast. She's got to be heel.
Because she's naturally comes across like a heel. That's the problem, dude. When she's not even trying to be a heel, but she sounds like a heel. So, yeah, you're right. I agree with that. Either turn her heel or just make her not talk at all. If she can't deliver a babyface promo, then just don't do it.
What do you say? Like take out her voice box?
I don't know, man. Maybe she needs to go to. That would probably be the best thing to do, though, Rick. To be fair,
but I'd be okay with that because that accent drives me freaking insane. That's even
I don't
right
like
up
the
there
Irish
with EO.
Yeah, Ripley. Ripley.
Our next match, another championship bout. This is the one I was a little worried about going in. I was thinking, what kind of reaction is it going to get? Is it going to deliver? But it's for the NXT Women's Championship. Champion JC Jane. She's got her two girls with her, Fallon and Jasmine. She's taking on Jordynne Grace, who brought a little backup of her own, her new bestie, or she thought, Blake Monroe.
Jeez, she looked tough, Blake, in this match.
What do you mean?
Those headbutts? No, what she was doing, man, she looked like a bit of a mean
that kind of threw me off. It doesn't really fit the character. Like,
it doesn't. That's
who was supposed to be the glamorous one throwing headbutts there.
I'm going to call Mariah May still. I don't care. I hate this Blake thing.
It's going to take time to adjust it. But in the end, in the match itself, JC Jane getting in a lot of offense, controlling this thing.
Yeah, surprisingly,
pretty much. And they're putting over, a lot of people believing that she is the most beatable NXT Women's Champion in the brand's history. And then they let her go out there and show that they're putting it over in the commentary. And that has been the running thing with her, that she really shouldn't be here. It's just a matter of time since somebody picks her off. She's easy pickings for whoever that might be. She goes out here and she's dominating Jordynne, who, is just, if you like her or not, she's put together like a freaking beast.
Yeah, not my type of woman, but still, she's an animal there. That's for sure.
Right. But fortunately here, they're putting her over on the commentary. Oh my God, it's got to be a misfire, miscue. She's at belt. JC gets the win. JC gets the win here. Even they're a little puzzled. I was going to say it, Mariah. Blake sitting there with
Mariah,
that belt,
damn it. Yeah.
And Monroe goes in there and hands it over to the champ. And as she's leaving, she turns around and gives it that naughty girl little thing.
She's still she's the glamour Mariah May. She's the same character. There's no difference. Everything see with her.
She's still Mariah May to me, damn it.
But I'm being serious. She's still the same character we saw in AEW and Stardom. 100. As in NXT, except she's got a blokish first name, I dare say.
Well, we had heard that they were already wanting to turn her heel, which made complete sense because just like Tiffany Stratton, there's no desirable, likable characteristics about
especially
that
after
persona.
The match that she had tonight, and we'll get to that. But I think now the fans are going to boo her. They have to, bro.
Blake?
No, I'm talking about.
Well, we're talking about this right now. So, all right, so we can move on. Do you guys have anything about this from NXT?
This is probably the weakest match, if anything, of the whole card, but it wasn't bad.
A little bit of intrigue, and one thing I did want to ask Brandon about. This does set the table for next week, Brandon. Slammiversary coming up on the 20th. We know it's going to be JC defending the NXT Women's title against who's your champ over there in TNA? Slamovich?
Masha
Slamovich, right?
Slamovich. It's going to be title for title, winner take all.
Honestly, to me, this kind of gives it away a little bit. I think Masha's going over.
Okay. I thought going into this match here, I thought this was a sure thing for Jordynne Grace, and then do the going home to TNA with an NXT title.
That's too obvious, though.
And plus the story between Masha and Jordynne and their history in TNA.
Yeah, there's things that tie back together. I thought they were going there, so a little bit of a swerve they got me there.
Masha ain't winning because this is what's going to happen, like Josh says in the chat. Mariah, not Blake, whatever the hell the name is, will help Jade win both belts. JC Jane, that is. I'm sure he means.
All right, JC Jane. Okay.
Right, I'm sure he means JC Jane.
Okay. I could see it because that group, her group there, Jane's group, does fit more of the cool girls, the fun, the snooty ones. That is a better group for Monroe to be associated with.
Yeah, but she's too glamorous per se.
Well, what I could see there is that she would actually go in there and try to take over JC's spot. Is the new head bitch.
Makes sense for a character, definitely. She's that type of character too that would do something like that.
Yeah, she's going to be the one to be the hip girl that's that's calling the shots there for the mean girls, if you will.
Yeah, they have to put it with Tiffany in the future, though.
I think it could work. But
eventually, the same shit.
But eventually, what you'll get, they are the same. They would work for a little bit as that tag team, but catty bitches like that, what do? They turn on each other.
They turn on each other, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Immediately.
It's a matter of when, not
immediately. You know what they say?
They start sleeping with each other's boyfriends.
Yeah, put a bunch of women in one room and put a bunch of guys in one room, and who's going to get along first?
It's not because Slimo. It's not putting them together because they're blonde. It's because of their personas. They're exactly the same.
It's the same
character-wise.
You go to society. You go back to high school. It's those same types of girls that hang together. But the problem is there's a ton of drama within their group, and catty bitches will turn on each other. So if they would pair them up, that's the direction we'd get.
One of them's Alicia Silverstone, and the other one's fucking. No.
Because
I'm saying, like Mean Girls, even think of Mean Girls.
That's not Mean Girls. Char was a nice, caring girl. She was just a Richie girl, but she had a good heart. She wanted to give to charity. She wanted to do nice things. Help people's relationships get together.
Philanthropist, right?
Believe me.
So who will stand out?
I'm a total mark for those movies. I love Clueless.
Really?
Funny. One of my favorite movies. That's the battle. Who stands out? That's the battle between those two because they're so attention hungry and craving and conniving that they'll stand.
And they're going to turn on each other, Aaron. That's what's going to happen.
That's where you actually need the writing to create the nuances. You can have two same archetypes against each other, but the character nuances. That's what makes the difference in the writing.
Shlomo, have you ever been around like hot bitchy girls? I mean, it's pretty easy to tell their story of their life. It's right there. Match number 3, we're getting after it again. More championship gold on the line. This time, a fatal 4-way tag team match. It's the reigning, defending, first time ever tag team of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. They're the champs coming into this thing. They're up against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Sol Ruca and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors. First time that they have teamed together in quite a while. Since Asuka's injury, right? So some excitement around this thing. A lot of hype going into this match on the pre-show. Even Stephanie McMahon singing her praises for Sol Ruca. Not so much for Zarya and Jimmy in this match. You kind of commented.
Can't stand it, bro.
What is it? What is it about it? I mean, you just personally don't like her.
How sloppy is she in the ring, man? She has no idea what's going on in the ring, bro. She looked lost so many times, especially even there was a point, I think it was with the Kabuki Warriors, where they're just going crazy on her, but she didn't know where to face or who to look at, and it just looked bad. That whole sequence just at that moment just looks really bad, and she's so green, bro. She's too green, man. You know what I mean?
She looked so amazing in there. And I will say this, though, when she came in, they were so high on her, and they just kind of cooled off with her and then threw her like into this BFF thing, which to me never really worked.
We saw
Ruka too. Just kind of strange.
Come on.
Yeah, so different personalities, but they've been meshing. I almost chalked it up. I'm going to go back and watch a little bit to see if she really was just that bad. But I thought they were
pay attention to her
downplaying her a little bit because of how much they're upplaying Sol Ruca. And we do see in this, which cost them the match. They eat the pin here, but it is because Zarya.
Sol Ruca eating the pin is weird, dude. I would have gone with Zarya eating the pin.
Nope. It's the right call to eat the pin there.
Really?
Yeah. Because you don't want to put Zarya down anymore. I thought they were downplaying her in this thing because they're hyping up Sol. So you can knock Sol a little bit, but it's not her fault. Obviously, it seems that they've got her tagged for some greatness.
Oh, 100%. She's the future of the women's division, dude.
Former gymnast, So she's the hot flavor of the month there. Big story in this match. Outside of the finish here, we'll talk about it, is the fans and the reaction to Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Not just cheering her. They were loud for her from her entrance through the match when she's throwing those chops in there.
And
we're getting big fan engagement. I want to ask you guys here, and I'll start with Brandon on this. She went on a PR campaign. We talked about it earlier, yesterday. PR campaign, really, really searching for that sympathy card. Did that work? Is this a little bit of the Bliss rub because she is so popular? How much of it is it that they're in Atlanta, home of WCW, where her dad is the king, the icon?
That's a good point.
I think it's a combination.
Or is it a storm, perfect storm?
I think it's a perfect storm. I think it's like I would say 20% stuff with Bliss, 20% the PR tour, and 60% it being Atlanta and being a section of Flair country.
because they were loving the chops there. And Jimmy, you immediately dismissed the Bliss rub. I think there's more to that than you're giving it credit there, Jimmy, because the fans love Alexa Bliss.
Oh, look, to be fair, I actually thought Alexa Bliss got a bigger reaction actually when she came out. But the initial reaction when Charlotte came out, it was big, and it was without Alexa, man. I think it had nothing to do with them all cheering for Charlotte because of Alexa. But once Alexa came out, they popped again, and then everyone's happy and whatnot. But Charlotte, the thing is, though, guys, you know, she's going on this PR thing. She's trying to clean up her image for whatever reason. She's too self-centered, though, man. She's got to stop she's too into that reaction. I think she's almost addicted to that fan support, man.
Well, I mean,
and it's not a good thing.
I'm not a psychologist, but, you know, obviously she's been going through some very hard times here in the last couple of years, doubting herself, having some image issues, a lot of emotional issues there. To me, in the last couple of weeks, though, it seems like she's having more fun, honestly.
I agree. She looks happy, too, for once.
Well, and you want to bring that down. Brandon, what were you saying, bud?
Come on.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to kind of bring it down, but I think, like, just looking at some of the personal things that Charlotte's been saying is she's recognizing she's turning into her dad, and she doesn't want that to happen, so she's trying to correct course.
Yeah. You know,
Josh brings up a great point too. After Charlotte saved Alexa, which was a great spot, actually, that was done to perfection. And
I love that. There was the camera shot there of Charlotte, holding her in Alexa's face, like, oh my God, you know, like, damn, she just saved my life.
Literally, and it was well done though. That's what made it even better. That spot. That's why I loved it.
I think it's one of the better dark horse stories that, like, under the radar that they're doing in WWE.
Story of redemption now for her, if anything, right?
The whole thing of Charlotte trying to be like, oh, I'm still, you know, the queen, I'm still this bitch, when it's like, no, you have a heart. You actually have a heart.
Right. You know what I mean?
You know, I'm looking forward to talk with Ben about it tomorrow, because I went in yesterday saying lean into this thing. Maybe I was wrong here. Maybe they can fix.
I would have said the same thing, Rick. I would have said lean into it too, but maybe the fans
there's
haven't given
another
up.
route here with it. Yeah, right. Maybe they can sway them. I will say, I know Jimmy and you and I talked about this last week. I still want a more blissful Bliss. There's nothing sinister, dark about her anymore. Let's balance these two out as a team. I think there is something here with this team. The crowd seems to like it. If they're having fun with it, let's keep rolling with it.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure the payoff will be them winning the tag belts, the women's tag team championships, probably at SummerSlam, if anything.
It could be that would be a fun program, something to see there. We're going to have to keep our eye on the return timetable for Miss Liv Morgan, where that's going to fit in. The match itself, we did see a few spots there from the champs. Not a lot from Perez in this match. She's
done nothing,
getting a lot
dude.
of spotlight. A few with Raquel in the big power spots there. Kabuki Warriors were kind of a backseat. Into this thing.
It felt like Sol Ruka was actually taking a lot of the bumps in this match.
Well, they want to get her out there. They want to show that there. They're in at the bumps, and when you're talking about her eating that pinfall. And it's not her fault because it's a backfire, and they're adding more fuel to that fire for the eventual split between those two.
I don't even know why they're together anyway.
But it provides more sympathy. You know, oh man, she was out there working her ass off. She has the soul snatcher. She hit that double one. People are loving her, and damn man, she was the one that ate that pin. So that helps her grow as that baby face and get people to rally around her.
And Leopard's 100% correct too. She will be moving up soon, very soon.
I do think it was a. Go ahead, Bren.
Oh yeah, at least a year. So Sol Ruka will be on the main roster.
I think less than that, actually.
Well, I think we're going to see that program play out with them in NXT. So we still got to have that split up there. So maybe by fall. But yeah, I'd say before the calendar year flips that you see her on the move. They're probably really hot on her, especially being able to shine on SmackDown on that larger scale, and then here 100%. At the pay-per-view. I would say absolutely right call, storyline wise and all that, keeping the belts on the champs. They need, especially after they just got embarrassed on Monday.
True.
Both of them getting taken down there by Sane, and then Asuka coming back out. So interesting there where we're going to go with the women's tag. Actually, I think there's a lot of promise with the women's tag. We saw this fun little match here, and we'll talk about it in the Battle Royal. Some of the things that I noticed.
Well, Rick, let's be honest. I dare say the women's tag division is actually better than the men's right now.
Well, I don't know how it could be any worse. So
that's a hot take right there.
And there's a lot of promise with it, I think, where right. I've almost just given up hope on the men's tag divisions because they are just so god-awful.
Well, plus, too, with the women's tag team titles, you got that NXT crossover plus potential TNA crossover. Who knows?
Yeah, but you know what
only that, and it helps that there's only the one set.
Right.
So it can move around.
But do you see any TNA guys or girls actually getting some sort of WWE championship? I don't see it, man.
Why? But you can still use that as a platform and
maybe the current champs and like a non-title champ versus champ thing.
There's that. But I'm saying, do you see any TNA wrestlers actually becoming somewhat a WWE champion, whether it's NXT or whatever?
No, not at this point. At this point,
neither do I. That's what I'm saying. So, and that's unfortunate.
It's just about a platform for them to showcase on and move them around. TNA doesn't need to be winning any WWE belts.
But if that's some balls, you know what I mean? They should do something like that here and there. I know. I'm with you. Why? Why should they? It's true, but you know.
Yeah. And everybody. What's TNA getting out of it? TNA's getting everything out of it. I want to ask all those people that are bitching, what's TNA getting out of it? You know, they're on the losing end of this. No, TNA is getting everything out of this. What is WWE
getting a TV deal soon? Don't worry. Thanks to WWE.
Hey, WWE is the one absolutely getting nothing out of TNA. They're not growing their audience by working with TNA.
No, come on.
Right? Anyone that thinks that is TNA guy, you want to defend them?
This is my opinion. I know I've mentioned something like this. I think what's going on is Triple H is trying to build like an artificial territory system. Like the old days, and use that as developmental. And I think he's trying to build up TNA as like one of the major territories, like you hit before you come to like AAA main roster.
Be interesting.
I think it's all about experience. They are using it for experience, 100%. Like with Chick Williams being TNA champ. That's all to benefit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all to build Trick Williams and make him a better seasoned all-around performer.
100%.
But it ain't like he needs TNA to make him a better performer. It's just giving him another outlet here. But you know, the reality,
I think it does work for him. He's better now, actually. I feel as a heel at the moment.
I know, but it's not going to be like, Jesus, man. Thank God we had that TNA deal, or Trick Williams was never going to make it.
Not like that, but it has done.
At the top of the food chain, the gentleman that's running TNA now, him and Nick Khan are boys. They go way back.
Do they?
They're
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're sharks. They know how to get big deals done.
Nick Khan definitely is a shark.
Yeah, they're boys. They've got ties going back quite a bit. They've worked together on some stuff. So they're sharks.
So you're telling me, do you think it was Nick Khan that actually got this deal together deep down?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who else would have done it? Triple H ain't doing that.
Well,
it's over his pay grade.
In fairness, when this first partnership first started happening, Scott D'Amore was in charge.
Right, that's true. And I'm almost got
when
the more fan.
When I started talking, or I mean, we've gone to, no pun intended here, next level with it. You know. And
also, did you notice once his partnership started going full stride, suddenly D'Amore was gone?
Yeah. It might have been Nick Khan might have got his foot in that door and said, "Hey, get rid of this freaking loser. I got another guy for you, man." We don't know, but those guys are boys. They got ties going back.
Yeah, again, who knows? Let's hit the button.
Well, gentlemen, on Saturday night's main event, we saw the return of Goldberg here on Evolution. We get another icon, another legend returning. And if you guys had an issue with how Goldberg looked, all right, I'll entertain that. I'll let you have your thoughts there. You bring that to this fight, and you got your wrestling fan card is revoked, and you can just check yourself out. Damn, did Trish Stratus look good? Look like $1 million as she takes on Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship.
I love this match, guys. This match was brilliant.
A pop moment here, a serious pop moment. I'm getting my times and the match card here just as a reference from Wikipedia. And it is listed here, match number 4. Tiffany Stratton champion defeats Jon Moxley by pinfall. Singles
John
match
Moxley.
for the that's what it says.
Or was it Joan Moxley?
It says John Moxley in 8:30, but I thought Trish Stratus looked absolutely incredible here.
Incredible.
And flowed amazingly inside the ring.
Dude, I say what you want about Trish, man. Only does she still guarantee that satisfaction at her age. She can still go in the ring, man. Even the last time.
I'm going to say that moment where had you believe if she hit the satisfaction.
For a second, I did believe, man. I knew she wasn't going to win, but I thought just maybe, for that split second, I suspended the disbelief. It would have been great to see Trish become champ again because, man, honestly, man, like she can go in the ring still. Like she hasn't really.
I don't think it would have been the right call, but I would not be sitting here bitching about it.
No, Brandon, it wouldn't be the right call. It's a stupid call for Trish to win, right? Really, but it would have been a nice feel-good thing for sure.
Yes. I'll put it this way: if Trish could commit to an amount of dates, okay, you put the belt on me on Saturday Night's Main Event off of Tiffy. And I got this set amount of days to build to when I drop it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah, they could have done that last year when she had that feud with Becky, where she was around for quite a few months, where it felt like she was back completely. You know what I mean? But even that was a good match.
If you did that here, you want to go back to Stratton. You want to just do a short-term disrupt for her world champion because we already have a challenger for SummerSlam.
It would be a hot shot. It would be Kane 98, for example. Or 99 when he came.
I forgot about that.
Would have made zero sense, but we've already got the challenger and Jade set up for SummerSlam. I think what's interesting here going into this thing again, as I continue to ask this, someone above my pay grade, someone anywhere, explain to me why we should be cheering Tiffany Stratton. Why is she a babyface? Even the body language, her mannerisms into this thing, even as she's coming out. I did like in the red because it's kind of like the devil. She looked like the devil to me.
And plus, she was a heel in this match all the way, dude.
You're going to get that. You need somebody to be a little more aggressive. Heel it up, and you're not going to get that from Trish.
Dude, but did you notice
she's coming out, slapping people's hands? She just looks like somebody that just, I hate you. You're such a,
You really want to fuck her, don't you, dude?
No, yeah, dude. Everybody wants to bang the hot bitch.
I'm saying that because I feel the sexual tension, Rick, with you and
everybody wants to bang the hot bitch, but you can't stand them still, and you love it when they get their comeuppance.
There is a very distinct difference between wanting to sleep with somebody and wanting to wake up to that person.
I know. I'm just fucking around, man. Because he hates her guts, man.
No, it's something. No, I don't hate her. I think she's a great performer. I just wish that I hate the creative behind it, and it just makes zero sense.
That's
and it's
true,
not doing her any favors.
Well, I think they're realizing it now. Going by the last couple of weeks, if you notice, she's really playing up that heel sort of persona now a little bit. So I don't know, man.
And even when she wins, she does the. Like okay, and then on what was it on Friday? She was like, I did Trish a favor.
Yeah, a total bitch heel right there.
Yeah. So if we're gonna do that, then go back to it. But let's stop this. The whole it's just self-centered, egotistical, conniving. Again, this is on creative. Get your head out of your ass. But she does retain here. Just perfect. Keep it under 10 minutes. Let Stratus go out there and shine. Get some good stuff in. Big pop for her afterwards.
It was brilliant.
Good little match. Good little match for him here.
I enjoyed this match thoroughly from bell to bell, man. I
thought these two got everything in.
Man, they went hard. They were pretty stiff on each other too, man. There was a few potatoes. Heck, I think even Trish's tooth got a bit wobbly because she was bleeding around her teeth. Like even though she lost, she earned that loss, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think people like about Tiffy, Rick. She's one tough bitch, man. Hate her or love her. She looks like the type of girl that wants to prove herself against anybody that she's tough. I'm not just some...
I'm down there inside the ring. I think she's come a long way. She's doing a amazing job. Again, it's about that character and the creative with her that just drives me crazy.
And that's why I think people cheer her, man, because people know she can go and she's a tough...
All right, stop making her a see you next Tuesday.
That's true again. She'll be even better as a heel by being this. But remember, they did start her as a heel And for whatever reason, the fans started cheering her.
If people want to cheer her, then give them a reason to. I mean, she's the type of person who wants to get hit by a bus in Mean Girls.
That's where you need good writing and booking to put her character into situations where she's the likable baby face going against somebody who's worse than she is.
They had all the opportunities. They had all the opportunities to do that with her and Trish Stratus, but they missed out on that. But speaking of being hit by a bus, get set for it here, guys, because it's a no-holds-barred match. Anything's going to go in this thing. Bianca Belair is out as a special guest referee. Of course, this is a blood feud. Once sisters, and now they are absolute enemies. It's Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. I think it goes 11, and they throw everything at it. They're pulling everything out from down into the ring. I think this is a gimmick match like this when it's worked properly.
It needed to be gimmick with these two.
You can hide the downfalls of individuals, and for this, it certainly did that. You didn't need Jade to go in there and try to wrestle for 10-plus minutes. You can use the gimmicks there, use the brawling style. Naomi did enough to carry it here. I think this is probably the best that we've seen Jade look since coming to WWE. Brandon, your thoughts here on it?
No, this is a good match. Like, both women brought it.
Like, they fun.
And I really think both women realized, like, they knew, like, the situation they were put in. We got to stand and make it look good, and both women did a fantastic job.
Yeah, good.
And plus Bianca as the conflicted ref.
Was she? And that was going to be my question there, Jimmy. I'll let you kind of jump into this first. Bianca,
where was the confliction?
Outside, right? I was going to say, I mean, we thought there would be some confliction, but she didn't have to really make any hard choices.
She was right down the middle, man.
To be fair, she was right down the middle.
This did look more like we just maybe we need a little more name power. Let's find a spot for Bianca so she doesn't have to miss this due to that injury. She didn't really lend anything to this.
At all, which surprised me. Actually, you could forget that she was even there at one point, if you know what I mean. That's how insignificant. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I guess in this case, if you're friends with both of them, why not be impartial, right? Just keep it down the middle. There was not even a fast count or slow count. You know what I mean? At all throughout this match.
Right. So there wasn't much. Somo, this is a good point from over here in the chat. If someone tried to end your career, would you pander to the crowd like Jay did most of the match, or would you want her to spurt? That is a continuing problem with her. It's more about once she has been conditioned already in WWE, you're a megastar. We want these great shots of you, these pop shots for our media marketing stuff. This is a continuing problem with her. She's more worried about making sure her ring gear, her hair, and her lashes are fixed more than the match itself. That's why she needed a gimmick like this to protect some of that. But good eye, great pickup, Slomo. It is a continuing problem that they need to fix with her.
But other than that, it was probably the best Jade match, like you said before, because you needed this type of match for her to actually look good, because she's not ready for a, say 20-minute bomb burner, straight up wrestling match. She's just not, man. She's still very green.
This thing goes right around that 10-minute mark, too. So they didn't even ask her to. It goes just 11 minutes. So they didn't, even in a match like this, they usually go longer. They didn't ask much from her.
That's true.
What's going to be interesting is how they structure that match at SummerSlam with her and Tiffy.
I think it will be I'm not going to say no rules. I don't know if it will be that, but it will be a stiff type of matchup. I still think they'll stiffy time, right? For that match. But for real, like, I do think it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors, even though it'll be a match that's normal, like with rules. They're still going to be doing things to like cover up for their flaws. Believe me when I say that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of gaga. On that match.
There's going to be a lot of bullshit still, even though it'll be a normal match. So I think them two will work pretty good because they're similar. When I say similar, Tiffy's on a different level in the ring. But what they try to achieve, even Jade, like, she tries to be kind of similar, like, doing a flip off the top rope or a tough kick. It's just that Tiffy is just way more, like, complete, you know what I mean, in the ring compared to Jade. Jade, she looks rough still.
Agreed. And I think both women are at least knowledgeable and wise enough to know, okay, we got to work more character in this match and try to get as much out of what we can in these moves and in these spots as, in between all of them.
Right.
Naomi takes the big finisher there through the table, so we get the Slim Jim spot. So Jade moving on here from Naomi as she turns her attention towards her big title opportunity at SummerSlam. Going to be challenging Tiffy Stratton. Speaking of championship opportunities, we had a big one on the line here. 20-woman Evolution Battle Royale. I'm a sucker for these. I am a huge.
I enjoyed these too, by the way. I don't know why, but I
just love Battle Royals. I love them. But the winner does get a championship match at the Clash in Paris. We got a mix here. We got SmackDown, we got NXT, we got Raw, and we got the Bella Army. Nikki Bella representing. Brandon,
there was a lot, man. Did you notice how many Bella shirts were in that damn crowd?
Yeah.
There was a lot,
I think a lot of people sell short the popularity of Nikki
telling
Bella.
You, man, you can look, but you definitely can't touch.
Brandon just appeared on me when I was on my other screen, so I'll start with Jimmy. We're surprised that Nikki was our only kind of throwback surprise entrant into this.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, man. AJ guested us.
Yeah, nothing was promised.
I know there was no promise, but don't do that.
Talked about something like that. No, she got the attention. Well, she never said anything, so it could have been something. Wow.
Well, she's flirting, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
the owner, one of the owners of WoW, just sold a team for $10 billion. Maybe we're gonna make an investment. Maybe they coaxed her to get back into the WoW ring or something like that. But some of the other the big ones, big names into this thing. Julia. Big reaction. A lot of people with their eye on her.
She got friggin', I don't want to say buried, but like,
why? They continue.
I thought they hold her in higher esteem here, Rick.
They continue her storyline. She's got that thing going with Vega, so they're keeping that going there.
It doesn't hurt her. Absolutely. It done nothing to her.
It's a battle royal. Kind of another big point that I had from this thing. I like
Lash
the
legend.
With some of the, I'll get to Lash. I like some of the potential with tag teams, women's tag teams that we could see people coming together here. The NXT girls, Jada Parker, who's the other the girl that did the table spot. She gets eliminated. She goes over to the table and then she hand walks back over.
Was it Jada?
No, that's not Jada Parker. It's the other one. Chat, help me out here.
Kalani Jordan you're talking about. Yeah, with the handstand spot, which she was walking. So I had to think there for a minute.
She had a good little showing in this thing. I think some of the big ones that really stood out to me, they teased it on social media back when we thought that they were going to release Chelsea. I'm all for a little fun match with Chelsea.
A different Chelsea.
I'm all in. No pun intended here for Chelsea and Nikki Bella at SummerSlam.
So am I. I'm not going to lie. I'm intrigued, and I hope Chelsea absolutely destroys her.
I think Nikki goes over, but Chelsea gets it over. Chelsea gets it over. She doesn't need to win that.
Yeah, going from Nikki and
Aaron, she did a lot actually, but yeah,
right. I don't know what you're watching there, buddy. She was all over that place. I know. Great inside of that match.
Yeah, going from Nikki and Liv to Nikki and Chelsea, that's actually a pretty good pivot.
Well, they had teased.
It's similar too, man.
Chelsea told her, "Hey, let's go have a Divas match at SummerSlam." And a lot of people kind of speculate maybe she got in trouble for going into business for herself, asking that. But I'm all for that. I even like the little dance-off thing that they did there. But
they all did it, man. Most of the women friggin' did it.
That's what girls do. You're getting a pop. Girls dance. Okay? That's what makes them stand out. It's the same thing as a dude sitting there and posing, or that's how you're going to get a pop.
So we're all going to pose? We're going to start doing this?
They all do.
Come on.
They don't?
Well,
what do you think this is? Or the rock stuff?
No, you're right. All right, fine. That's it. But that's more ego. I mean, but yeah, it's posing. Still, you're posing. You're being a poser, literally.
They're showing off their goods. To show off. You get a the Lola dance was great. Tasty cakes. Grab a bottle of cakes.
As long as,
and that was the setup. That was a great. Even when Nikki comes out and Chelsea's out second, I love it because they're doing the Secret Service thing, and then even Nikki steps in. She's like, "That's not a pop. I'll get a pop."
Yeah. Like, watch this bitch.
So it's the one-upsmanship. That's what you get here. So I was okay with that, and I am absolutely looking forward to hopefully a program in the next couple of weeks here. Look, Brandon, he's getting reactions. The best he's looked.
Todd, you want to see me? I've got guns, bro. You don't want to see me pose. Why would I want to go down in a pose down with the? Well, actually, we're not talking about with the women, but technically, we're talking about if it was all blokes.
Other
I don't know, man.
standouts here.
I'm not
other,
that. Sorry.
Other potential big matches I want to see here. Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Yeah, please.
Man, is Lash Legend
I didn't realize how
beast
Amazon she is.
She's
Damn.
Amazonian, dude. She's absolutely a friggin' animal. And I mean that in the most positive sense. I've always been a fan of Lash Legend, but god damn it. And I was saying it from the start. If her and Nia aren't in at least to the final 3, what a load of shit. Like, straight up. And thank God they were.
Lash Legend and Nia Jax, that's a great like women's hoss match right there. That's a great
Imagine them as a tag team.
There.
Imagine that. The new natural disasters. Oh my God.
Oh, bro, dude, yeah, like who could stop them if they teamed up? Like in a like if you look at it from a kayfabe shoot sense, who could stop them?
No,
dude,
no one.
I would shit myself if Lash Legend was coming at me. I'm telling you now. How tall is she, man?
If you got cornered by Lash and Nia, would that freak you out
more
than when those 4 kangaroos were going to jump you?
I'm joining the kangaroos. What are you talking about?
Oh, me personally, yeah. If I'm personally cornered by Nia Jax and Lash Legend, I'm fucked.
Yeah, nah, man. Is Lash over 6 feet tall, legit, or I'm probably not?
Look her up.
I'm curious, man, because she's taller than us. Holy shit!
She was in the NBA or WNBA.
Was she actually made it to the WNBA?
Yeah.
Lash Legend is legitimately 6 foot. She is legit 6 foot.
She's taller than me by an inch.
Yeah, same here. I'm 5'11". So
wait, how tall are you, Rick?
6'3".
You look about 6'2", actually.
6'3".
I was close. See, I was close. Actually, I'm pretty happy with myself.
I was even surprised when I met Ben. I have a little bit on Ben too. So, but Ben
what?
Is
no way, bro.
Ben's double me wide though. He is
but Ben sort of. Why does he look tall though? The perception is kind of weird.
That's the way he is, man. I was actually surprised. I have a good head over him. So.
No way. So he's about 5'10", 5'11", really?
He might be like 5'11", 6 foot, something in there.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay.
But she, I thought coming out of NXT, man, Jada Parker might be a big.
She looked great.
Lash Legend. Wow. That is. There's
She's
some money
a
on
star,
there,
dude. You know what?
I thought her and Nia in a feud would be good, but now you mentioned it was a tag team. Shit.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd love to see Jade and Lash Legend as a tag team, right? But the thing is, she outdoes even Jade in size, man. Like. And presence, her presence.
Yeah. Like they're both like I think Lash Legend and Jade are kind of the same like height. Lash is more built.
I think she's bigger. She's taller than Jade, even, man. Yeah. And her thighs are. I've got fucking pretty big arms in terms of size, not muscular. You know what I mean, right? But I'm telling you, her thighs are double my arms. Like Lash Legend's legs are just. She could probably like break your neck if she got you in a leg lock of some sort.
Well, Stephanie McCurr wins this thing, so she's going to be heading.
Bouncy everywhere, man. It was making me laugh, dude.
A unique finish to this thing. The Devil's Kiss out on the ring apron to.
I didn't like that, man. I love Stephanie McCurr.
I liked it. I thought it was a unique finish there.
No. The finish
generate a pop.
It looked good, but let's be real, man. I can't, suspending my disbelief for a little fucking Chilean, 4 foot,
she
9?
in a vulnerable spot. And Stephanie, it looks like a badass. She's someone you don't want to mess with.
Right, but Lash Legend looks like she would pick her up and eat her. Like literally like right in the mouth, dude.
Stephanie absolutely needed this thing. She needed some kind of.
She went bouncy though and got knocked out practically. Like
Devil's Kiss, baby. That does it to everybody. She gets the win here. Gentlemen, let's start attention here to the main event. We'll start with the main event as it began. and that is Io Sky. She chose Rhea Ripley. I chose you. Against together Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. These two ladies here absolutely go out there. I love the beginning, just the one-upsmanship, back and forth. Hey, I know you. I can do this. You can do it. I can do it better. Finally, it's just like Rhea's like, you know what? Ain't no secret. I respect you, Io.
They're close, actually, in real life.
So
Rhea Ripley.
So let's go. Let's just fight. And then that's what it turned into. Both were very
It was a fight, man.
Getting the upper hand. Io here, I don't know what it is with.
She's good, man.
The Asian girls in WWE, they know how to use their size to make it to like use an entire body as a weapon to make things kind of believable. I know there is a definite size difference here. I mean, looking at the tape, you're like, there's no shot. But the way that they can use that full body, the way they maneuver themselves, and I like the storytelling here that Ripley has never beaten her one-on-one. It just, for whatever, this is her kryptonite.
Yeah, it's weird how they've done that with her, right?
And before we even get to the ref bump part of this,
I hated that now because of the finish too. But yeah,
what did you? I think it led to it, but we'll get there. So
I understand why.
Ref bump, Brandon. What did you think about the chemistry and the action here between the two ladies?
No, I liked it. I think it felt like both women felt like from a kayfabe storyline perspective, they felt like they had something to prove, and I thought from the kayfabe and performance level, both women brought it.
Here we go. Sorry, so Jimmy, all right. So maybe this match goes a little south for you here. You don't like the ref bump?
No. I thought the match was brilliant. First of all, right? It did sort of like. Actually, the pacing was perfect because it started slow, not slow though, because they were going 100 miles an hour, really. But every sort of 10 minutes of that, how long did that match go for? 30 minutes, you think, roughly?
At least, yeah, somewhere between 20 and 30.
It's got to be 30 minutes, surely. I mean, if that's 20 minutes, that felt longer. And I mean that in a good way because I enjoyed it all the way through. But they absolutely tore it down. But you could see there was 3 stages to this match. Like literally, we started first as a wrestling match, and then we started
a 3-act story.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then and then the end was pretty much a hardcore like match. You know what I mean? They're going to the crowd, jumping off 20 feet railings.
I thought it was a little weird. I mean, that the ref is out that long with it, but that's just it's a nitpicky yay wrestling kind of thing. But even when they take it out to the crowd, and that's just going to kind of re-energize the fans. And and again, it's a different kind of match, but they didn't go out there and do anything ridiculous.
No,
even the crossbody spot was very safe. I mean, it looks high risk. The illusion is there.
No, they're great wrestlers. These two
to roll it down, so they didn't do anything that was dangerous to anybody.
No, but the perception was that it looks dangerous, but really, yeah, that was safe as hell. Absolutely, man. Like these two, you can tell they're good friends. They know each other so well. They respect each other so much as well. And I know for a fact.
Keep on saying the match was 26 minutes, but that includes the Naomi stuff.
That includes wow. Okay, interesting. Still, I'm close enough. But yeah, I felt like, I feel bad for him because of what happened at the end. And it's funny because I didn't think of a cash in, even though we should have been aware.
It that aspect, that second act to go out there and add that damage that you get when you take it to the floor. Because, even taking any kind of bump out there onto that concrete is going to take more out of you, going to put more wear and tear on the tires, even hitting the walls, the rails that we saw.
Powerbomb Ripley on the friggin' floor too, man.
Yes. Yeah. So
that was crazy.
And with that frame of Ripley, you got to have that big impact to wear her down. Take that. And both of them had given so much. What's it going to take to put this competitor down? Go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
And I'll say this for Io Sky, this should be where she should go with her character as far as character development. She should start being more like, okay, I'm going to put the time in the gym and do more power stuff to add to my repertoire because I just went through this war with a powerhouse like Rhea Ripley, so I got to, get stronger in that and start adding more to that to her character.
I did like it. This is one of the things I didn't realize she had that type of power. I didn't know that about
crazy.
Her. I do want to put over in something on commentary because I am regularly on you about the that she smiled. Yeah. It did irritate me to end. You know what? They gave an explanation for it. She's smiling through the pain. It's just, I can get that, like, okay, like you're feeding off of it. She's
a bit too happy at the start of the match too.
I want
a little anime girl in her. I'm starting to live with it, and I love but my thing's getting over anyway.
Yep. You know what? Yeah, this shit sucks. Why not find a way to laugh through it?
Right, and
this is great.
To draw her energy here. So they get back to the ring there, and I wasn't even considering it. We all should be in the back of our mind. Right. The music hits and it pops the arena. I think it had most people weren't expecting it.
No, and it was crazy.
Here comes Naomi. She cashes in, thus making it a triple threat. No disqualification. Smart move. Use the case. Continue to inflict the punishment there on these two. She gets Ripley out of there. She scores the big pinfall, and we have a new women's champion, not Rhea. It's Naomi with the big moment,
which means too she jumps brands.
True, that's true. Right, you're right.
Where everyone thought she was chasing Tiffy, and here out of nowhere she goes after the Raw's champion, which is going to be interesting because I think we all kind of anticipated her cashing in maybe post SummerSlam if Jade was successful.
Right. But
now, though, who else is on Raw is Bianca.
I still think Bianca is going to be the main, big sort of fish in all of this. When I say that, I think she was the one that set all this shit up in the first place. I still believe that
we get Naomi versus Rhea and Io at SummerSlam, but somewhere in here, and what's the time frame on Bianca's return? I don't know that. So, but I mean, that could be interesting if Naomi can, kind of run through all of this time till Bianca gets back, to have, some loose ends between those two.
Well, we're definitely revisiting this feud, though. That's one thing. That's for certain. Sorry, Brandon?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking, what if Bianca's ready for Survivor Series? This is kind of a good setup for that.
I'm not sure. Elaborate saying that Bianca got traded to obviously here. I think
people they don't care anymore.
Too much out of this brand stuff.
There's no more brand split. It's done officially.
So it's always been one company. I think fans have always made too much of. Well, they're on this brand.
I know, but then that's the problem, Rick. Then don't do it at all. You know what I mean? Like, why have a freaking draft, but you never stick to it?
Well, the draft sucks anyway. So
on the last SmackDown, didn't we see Braun Breaker and
that one there too? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. It's done. It's literally done.
It's not something to even waste breath on at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's like they've just low key just stopped caring about.
So I am curious, and I wanted to circle back around to this when we started this conversation here on the show. Do you think that missing out on a potential cash in for the men at Saturday Night's Main Event maybe change the booking for this event here? That they said, you know what, we missed out on that big opportunity for a cash in, a big pop out of that. Let's do it for the ladies here on night 2 for Evolution.
I'm not going to rule it out. It's certainly very much a possibility.
But you got to believe if this was the plan all along for night 2, they weren't going to do 2 cash-ins on a weekend, you don't think, were they?
I could definitely see a scenario they call an audible. It's like, okay, we can't cash it on the men. Let's do it for the women, create a surprise here, and we'll do it organically.
Yeah, you know what? I think it might have been an audible this. Because I wasn't thinking about it, even though I knew that she was obviously the Money in the Bank holder. I just didn't think she was going to cash in that night. Especially, she went through a pretty grueling match against Jade. When you think about it, her nose was bleeding and still seemed like it was bleeding when she came to that, to cash in. So, yeah, I truly think this might have been an audible. And you know what? Cool, because it worked anyway.
Labrat with an interesting here for a future booking. I see Naomi winning the belt. She has. And then Jade also winning. So at Survivor Series, they could kind of revisit one of the themes where it's a champ versus champ. Maybe not all belts on the line, but...
You have that personal story to back it up, too.
Oh, wait a minute. So Jade Cargill's going after Tiffany?
Tiffany's, yeah. She has that already locked up. She earned that by winning Queen of the Ring.
And then
I forgot about that. That's why I just
clicked happened like 2 weeks ago.
I know. But I just clicked on that because that separates them now completely, right? So, and I just thought about it.
So,
That's
yeah,
interesting now. That's real weird, actually, now that I think about it, because, I don't know how you go back to that
I'm
now.
curious to see if what happened on Saturday night's main event, chain reaction, we want to get a big pop, a big moment cash in, we're going to do it on Evolution.
Yep. So
why not? I mean, that's just interesting. I just can't believe how they actually sort of went, that way now that I think about it. I don't think they will revisit a champion versus champion. It could be a non-title match if they were to do it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of having both, because then you're unifying them, right? If you're going to do that, then you might as well unify them and then fuck the brand split. And we're just back down to one sort of group of titles, not two, if you know what I mean. That's a possibility, right? Or maybe not, because they do love multiple belts. Because at the end of the day, it is money after all. The marktards will buy them. More belts, the better. It means more money.
Yeah. I know the chat saying that Belair maybe got traded back and forth again.
Who the fuck knows anymore?
Who cares? Where they're designating them does not matter. It's wherever they need to go to fit storyline purposes here. So it's just something to keep an eye on there. But yeah, guys, I think we were all found we were in favor, enjoyed Evolution. Do we still stand where we started here?
I do.
This was the show of the weekend
for me. Brandon? It truly was for me, man. I don't know why, and I thought I was going to be annoyed because that means less sleep again for me and more wrestling. For whatever reason, I actually liked this damn event, man. I thought it was the best one of the weekend for sure.
I am going to still agree there with you guys. Brandon was shaking his head. Yes. Well, I did. Ultimately, I really enjoyed all in. I thought it was AEW. This was Evolution was my show, my event of the weekend. You want to do closing honors around the horn there, Jimmy? Or
yeah, well, before we do that, Brandon, tell them where they can find you, man, and whatever you're doing. If you want to plug anything, go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. You, as always, you can catch me on Twitter, or as the kids call it these days, the X at LG Brandon Whoop. I am also, let's see what we got going on this week. Tomorrow we got the Raw Watch Along, the Impact Attack, and then the continuation of the Raw Watch Along as soon as Impact Attack is over. And then Tuesday, late start NXT Watch Along after the A show is over. And then Wednesday, the AEW Dynamite Watch Along and Belt Count. Thursday, the Impact Watch Along and Belt Count. Friday, the SmackDown Watch Along and Belt Count. Saturday, HMG After Dark. Not sure what we're doing for that night, but as soon as I figure it out, well, I'll announce it. And then Sunday will be a live watch along of TNA Slammiversary. And
nice.
I'm also on Twitch at twitch.tv/LGBrandon Whoop Whoop. Guaranteed every Wednesday night after the HMG AEW Dynamite Watch Along and Belt Count, and sporadically throughout the week. Whoop whoop.
Nice. Rick, tell them what you're doing and where they can find you if you want to.
In 11 hours, I'll be right back here on the channel with Mr. Ben Hameen, picking his brain and asking what he thought of some of the big developments of the weekend. We're going to revisit talking about the bullying of professional wrestlers. I want to get Mr. Hameen's take on that insight.
I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that conversation, get some of the headlines so you can catch the Monday Locker Room Live record right here on the channel. High noon. Monday, July 14th. It is already Monday. 14th. So a couple hours from now. But hey,
time flies, man.
Big news coming up next weekend. A special Smack Attack. We're going to be talking about SmackDown and what we see the developments to follow from this week. But we're going to dedicate half of the show to a great conversation with a great guest. We've got to schedule what time here, but the vet's going to be coming on with Jimmy and I to be talking the early days of arcade and console wrestling games.
That's WrestleFest in the background right there, as a matter of fact.
Baby. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk about all the great arcade wrestling games, the early NES, Super NES, and Sega games for professional wrestling. So that's going to be a fun conversation with special guests, the expert, I guess, of video gaming.
The best in the world at everything is the vet, Jamie Williams. Absolutely, man. And actually, I'm looking forward to that because I've never actually spoken about the pro wrestling games on a show before. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And like Josh says, that should be a great episode. Absolutely, man. We're all looking forward to it. Is there anything else you wanted to plug before we go, Rick?
No, I'm ready to go plug my ass into my bed and try to get a couple hours sleep before I get up and close out my wrestling marathon with Hameen tomorrow.
Awesome. Oh, well, if you want to find me, you can at the PWC Network and at DJ Mass Effects. But the problem is I can't interact with the DJ Mass Effects account, as I always say. But more importantly, like and subscribe right here at Hameen Media Group's YouTube channel. Please continue to share, like, and subscribe to this very network because we've been putting in the hard yards for all of y'all, and we would appreciate if you told a friend, told the family member, told the brother, sister, whoever it is about us. And if they love pro wrestling, they're going to love us 100%. So please do that, and we very much appreciate it. And yeah, just look out for all the shows. The Monday Locker Room is next tomorrow. Brandon's watch-alongs also going to be on the cards. And of course, I'll be back on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for I Like a Raw with myself and Big Ray Hernandez. So look out for that. And in saying that, it's a wrap, boys. I am Jimmy T. He is R to the B to the V. And that is Whoop Whoop Brandon. And you've been listening and watching the SmackDown Extra Saturday night's main event and WWE Evolution special. Until next time, we're out. Peace.